Just hemorrhaging YouTube subs every day, you know? So washed. All right, and now it's time to lose more viewers by watching LPL, that thing that you all say you like, but you actually don't watch. All right, so there is no draft here. This is one of those LPL games where they just go right into it, unfortunately. But we can look at the creepy panda, I guess. I guess that's the JDG robot. It's so ridiculous. You found the draft. Yeah, thank you. It's probably on. So bans were Nidalee, Cassante, Callista. On blue side, Renekton, Rumble, Leona.
And the way that
on red side, thank you, Naja fan. Red side, Sejuani, Maokai. So that's how we ended up with Kanavi on. Or we got the. So let's talk about this really quick. So interesting that we got. So this was the R5 pick here, Kenan. So that was a response to blinding the Jax, which has not been something I've been a big fan of on this patch. Croco gets Brand, and Croco has been one of the very best Brand players. It is extremely broken, in my opinion, right now. We have Ashe to provide some non-committal engage. Jax should be able to clean up some of these team fights. But obviously against lower mobility AD carries, the Kennen is going to be good. Also will be very good into the Jackson lane. Yagao somehow gets Tristana. But this is a battle between two of the better performing teams so far in the LPL.
Absolutely. Like the sheer power in his voice as a shoutcaster, I can only aspire.
Not sure but why, but the English broadcast is delayed and only starts after the draft. It's because they're playing in different arenas. And if one match isn't over by the start time of a next match, then that match just starts. So I think they just missed the draft here. Because they only have one pair of English casters on 3 best of 3s in one day. Which is quite a bit.
I don't think much will come of this one as sheer forced down on the top side.
real quickly as context as well, the Ashe was B1 for the side of AL, as well as followed by Corki and Brom. That was
Ashe B1 is very interesting.
And Ezreal was the first rotation from JDG.
But I guess they were just going to handshake off of one side getting Corki and one side getting Triss, so they wanted to prioritize the Ashe.
The way that I see it, whenever I see sort of Kennen, I'm expecting a lot of all-in tools. And even though they do have those, you know, you can follow up. Obviously, the Rel will create the engage. You can follow this up with the Kennen. You do have Tristana and Ezreal wanting to go in. I always see Zyra as a tool to peel. And it feels like when you're trying to reach people with Zyra, that is one of her weaknesses, right? The more range you have against Zyra, the better it is for you, because she has to overextend to reach you, and because it's so immobile.
Interesting. Kanavi is actually on the invade after just one camp here. So they're fighting over chickens. Croco ends up getting it, though.
Gets out.
He does just about get it. Kanavi, I think, grabbing a couple of the little ones there.
Guess having the Tristana prio, he went blue into enemy chickens.
Croco only on 6 instead of that 8 that you'd expect as... Hope and KL, despite the fact that Hope was only level 1, still winning out the trade. That is the power of Ashe Brom in the bottom lane.
Extremely oppressive, especially since you don't necessarily have many enchanter supports that are played right now. We have seen the occasional, you know, Karma Ezreal resurging back into the meta. However, Brom is absolutely fantastic, especially when you're playing against, well, 1, champions with a lot of poke, like Ezreal, and 2, melee supports that you pretty much counter. Also loving the exhaust that KL is running, especially playing against Sheer's Kennen. Croco is going to pay Sheer visit.
Sheer gets the stun, though. Doesn't even have to flash. Really nicely played, had the 2 stacks. And now Croco is out of position. And
you only want LCK and LCK? Well, there weren't any good LCK games last night, guys. Hate to tell you. Also, I already watched them.
Executes him. Croco falls, and Ala now in a 1v1 with Kanavi. Found him.
He's going to pay Sheer visit.
Sheer gets the stun though. Doesn't even have to flash. Really nicely played. Had the 2 stacks. And now Croco is out of position and Kanavi's found him.
Oh, Croco.
To finish the job as well, but here comes Alan to try.
I really don't know where Croco thought Kanavi would be, and they just don't win that 2v2. Oh my god.
The red buff to slow. Flash on cooldown for both players. Ala will walk away.
Ooh, that was almost disastrous right there for Kanavi. They bring it back around. And something that has been talked about a lot is the choice between Sheer and Flandre for JDG. Sheer seems to be the starter for JDG for quite a while now, especially coming into Summer Split. Let's multi-play one more time again. Croco.
So Flandre started Summer Split, but Sheer's been basically after the first 2 weeks, not 2 weeks, maybe 2 weeks, 2 weeks ish, 2-3 weeks. They switched over to Sheer.
He's gonna flash forward, force Ali to flash. It's a 1-for-1 trade overall.
That was the difference maker. If he hits that E.
So yeah, as long as Jax can stay for the wave and not die, yeah, Jax does in fact get the really stacked wave, and then he's able to recall, grab Merc Treads, and then head back out to try and break this freeze here that we see in the top side. So it's not so bad because they did trade 1-for-1 for anyone's legend. This comp really feels like it suits AL super well too. Having more utility focused bot side. You know, Hope has been actually having some very good Ziggs games so far in summer, and like it really is like Croco I think has done his best work on brand, so giving him that champion, plus you know Shanks has slowly switched over this year to being much more of a proficient AD mid laner, despite being a control mage player for most of his career, and always had a bit of a resurgence. Like he had a pretty strong start to his career on LNG, and then he kind of fell off for a while, but he's been doing really well this. Oh, your grandparent died today. Sorry to hear that, Zoth. That's always rough.
There you go. Kanavi heading towards the top side again. Ale.
You know, it's that kind of thing.
No flash. Low HP. Red buff still on Kanavi.
Kanavi, can he land his route is the question. Yes, he can. I don't think they've got enough range damage, though, to finish him on the tower. Ala gets away again. Merc Treads, really valuable there.
However, just bullying him out underneath his tower allows Sheer to pressure in that wave, and as you can see, Void Grubs will spawn in about 30 seconds, which will give a lot of priority on the members of JDG to push down those waves, take some control of the topside river. Missing, he's gonna have to get off his horse to jump over the wall, but he'll be fine overall. And an overarching arc, right, for AL is that they have been that
I actually took another back there to buy refillable. He's really and a pink ward. He's really like, so what happened, like look at what Ollie's doing. I mean, he does get chased off the wave, but he does successfully break the freeze. Tries to trade here. Gets not super low. He also has a door and shield and a biscuit left over, but they are really prioritizing this top side, and they catch Ale under the turret but aren't able to kill him. He does have to recall though, but he has enough time that he can get back into lane. And he's just buying more sustain in order to deal with this lane. He's going to lose a couple minions, but he should get most of it. I mean, this isn't going so poorly for him in spite of the bad matchup, especially since he got the kill, and it was Kanavi got the kill on the other side. He actually has 200 gold up. Still going to be difficult for him, but it's not as bad as it could be.
Hang on, fight coming through. Yakao arrives to try and protect his support, but I think Missing might just fall. Exhaust comes down onto Yakao, but Missing. Well,
it's not that bad, guys. It's not. I mean, it's actually quite good for the matchup, right? And the fact that they might be able to. Oh my God, he's. Oh, that was clever by Ale. He almost got it. That was a really clever play by Ale. Credit, man. Like they see Missing walking back, and they assume he's actually recalling in this brush. So Ollie's pushed up the wave. He doesn't want to get caught overextending, and he knows his team is doing the... So he actually delays it. Missing almost dies there, almost gets caught by the counter-strike. It's very creative use of Blast Cone.
That was so genius from Ale to take the...
It also just covers grubs, so they guarantee to get 3, which is going to force a fight on the second set of grubs, which is super nice.
Try and catch Missing does have his flash available.
I'm getting kind of bored of the Corki versus Tristana matchups. We all are, my friend. We all are. It's terrible. Tristana is just such a piece of shit. I don't mind Corki so much, but Trist is fucking broken.
Behind the tempo. And JDG traditionally is a team that likes to play slow. You got a lot of scale in your team with the Ezreal, with the cannon. You would like to get to those 2 to 3
I don't think the 14-14 nerfs are going to really
against
deprioritize
AL,
Triss
you
that
of
much. I mean,
course
she's
try
still
and play a
strong in
little bit
basically everything she
faster
does,
in this early game. I think this is going to have to be JDG's task for today.
especially in the
Can
mid
they
lane when she
basically
starts
beat
splitting, or in the mid game when
themselves
she
and be a
starts
little more proactive in that
splitting.
early game? Croco,
Can they fight their demons?
in the fray again.
Yagao, his demons are in the mid lane right now, and he just is going to burn down. Croco autoing him to death as now the vines come through onto the rest of the team. KL gets the shield of true shot.
Oh!
In lane right now, and he just is going to burn down.
Oh,
Croco
Croco.
autoing him to death as now the vines come through onto the rest of the team. KL gets the shield.
Kyle doesn't have shield, and Croco flashes, but the angle of the true shot barrage still kills him. That is tragic.
Into the wall, and JDG managed to answer the pick onto Yagao.
A ruler finds a pick from downtown. And now Sheer?
All in on the top side. Sheer uses his ult defensively, gets a stun, but Ala still has that Grandmaster's might. We've seen him find kills here before. Flash would have been up, but doesn't pull the trigger. Drake's still up, by the way. Both teams fighting
Wait, I thought
hard.
JDG were doing Dragon all this time. It's so good to be the case. JDG, they have the numbers advanced. They killed Croco. So they want to take as much of that jungle away as possible. This big grub right there will be smited away.
He'll be okay for now. 600 gold lead for
Do you know who the guy
500
caster is?
gold
It
lead
sounds
for,
like Hysterics.
Shanks. 500 gold lead for Kanavi. 200 gold lead for Ala. It is back and forth across the map.
Doorpost 877. Thank you for your tier 1 subscription. I appreciate you.
Across,
Oh, it's Munchables. Sorry, I can't really.
and a lot of that.
I didn't see him before the match started. Let me look at the. Oh yeah, it is Munchables.
As a
You're right.
player that we have big expectations of. Hasn't had the biggest split just yet. Let's take another look at what happened to Yaga.
A great turnaround by Croco right there, wrapping around that ramp, and the Ash arrow that hit onto Kanavi meant that Kanavi couldn't access forward to try and defend Yagao. This could have been a whole lot of different story had this arrow not landed onto Kanavi, and Croco, unfortunately, he flashed into the Trisha Barrage. I think he was just about on the edge to not get hit. Flashes into it. Unfortunately for him, Ruler grabs that kill. Very important because, as you mentioned, Ruler, he's one of the champions that he's very known for. The Ezreal, of course, and in desperate need of.
Yeah, this does feel like a very good meta for Ruler, like Ezreal, Kai'Sa, Zeri, Ash, right?
Ruler down there, especially with what a phenomenal split he had over in spring with all the Lucian appearances that he's had. It was so oppressive on the Rift. Hasn't quite been the case for Summer, but he's looking to redeem that. Oh,
Arrow in the mid lane.
Oh, beautiful arrow. Wow, he buffered it.
Wait, no, buffered. Sorry, he does not have cleanse. Shags
Wow, he buffered that. Damn.
case for Summer, but he's looking to redeem that. Oh,
Arrow in the mid lane, and it hits Yakao cleanse.
Wow, that is a very generous buffer window, by the way, guys.
hasn't quite.
That
been
is
the
a
case for
very
Summer, but he's
generous
looking to
buffer
redeem
window. I mean, it's a great arrow, but like, so the hitbox on the arrow is like back here. So he actually is. That is a crazy, but that shouldn't be possible, in my opinion. That is such a late buffer, man. That should not be. I mean, glad he died, but like, for real. Do I still cast it all? No. Fuck casting, man. Shit job.
It's not a kill, but it should be a Drake.
They do have the numbers advantage right here. Yagao is gonna lose so much in that mid lane. Ale has also moved all the way
Why not I
from
miss you?
mid
Because it's
lane
not good for
to
me,
get some of
man.
that fruit from this tree, grabbing some tower platings together with Shanks, and again, AL are
Has there been a
so
player where you go, wow, this player
on
can
the
play
move.
any champ at a high level? I mean,
Top laner
Faker back
is
in the day,
needed to
obviously.
take those
Not
tower
now, but
platings. Hope
2014,
versus
2015,
on
sure.
freaking cooldown, and AL is ready to take advantage of that. Missing is taking quite a lot of HP bar right there. I almost thought that Hope, might cancel his reset right there for a chance. Missing does have his flash available, of course. So taking
What's
the
Count
risk
doing
of
nowadays?
much
Running my
more
podcast company, making
Hope
esports
POV.
and non-esports content.
He's looking, sending the arrow. Shanks is ready. The buffer was great, but the follow-up was even better.
Good reaction,
Consulting.
obviously, from Yagao to find that buffer.
Whatever happened to him? But I don't know, man. He got lost in the sauce in China, man.
With 2 kills now on this course.
Cooking streams,
How
yeah.
hard
A couple of those,
this
hopefully
snowball.
more.
Ala's one of these
I enjoy
players
those
that
quite a lot,
feels
though. I hope you
behind
guys enjoy the
still
cooking
feels like
streams,
he's playing
too.
the game. He's just a monster, isn't he? I feel like the biggest biggest players that we need to see a great game from are in the bot side from both teams.
When is the next foreplay? We recorded Phantom Thread on Thursday. I think it should be coming out soon. And then we're starting our Hate Watch arc. It's called Spit Roast, guys. So the next arc of, are you up to date on the Acolyte? I have not, but I'm going to do the end of the, Doe and I are going to do the end of the Acolyte this week. I have to watch the rest of it. I haven't voluntarily suffered through that until I had to. But the next arc of foreplay is each of us picked a movie that we think the other ones are going to hate. And then we picked a movie that Roger Ebert gave 4 stars to hate on. So I picked The 13th Warrior. Thorin picked Revolver, the Guy Ritchie movie. Richard picked a horror movie from the 70s. I think it's called The Beast Within. And then we picked from Roger Ebert. He gave a 4-star review to 500 Days of Summer, which is trash. So I work for myself now. Oh, well, I never worked for Riot, Chief Data. I never worked for Riot. I did some contract work for Riot, but I worked for OGN. And then I worked for Activision Blizzard. So I work for my own podcast company. So Last Free Nation is my podcast company. We do podcasts on League of Legends, Counter-Strike, and now we've moved into non-esports content, so film and TV on Last Free Nation Culture, which I'll drop you guys. You can check it out. Doe and I do a podcast over there as well. And our podcast network does like million and a half podcast downloads a month, so it's pretty big now. All right, let's take a look at this grub fight.
To be honest, JDG though starting these grubs off. AL already with 3.
Man, the arrows. The arrow buys time for this TP to come through. Croco ults. The brand damage is so ridiculous. I would rather catch my eyes out than watch 500 Days of Summer again. Awful movie, awful soundtrack. Fucking Zoe Deschanel, respectfully. Dude, I agree. It is so bad. I raged the first time I saw that movie, so I'm gonna watch it again. But you don't have to watch it. You can just watch our episode where we get angry at it. You'll probably enjoy that.
Heat-seeking arrows the entire game, and of course, Croco, fantastic performance. I mean, the 0-2 does not really tell the tale of how well he's been playing on this brand. I hope we get to see a replay right there because you get bouncing those ultimates onto Kanavi. And
is Elephant on Apple Music? Yeah, all our stuff is on Apple Podcasts. It's on Spotify. It's on Apple. It's not on video, I don't think, on Apple, but maybe I'm wrong. It's on video on Spotify.
Backwards because Ali is a huge threat. He's charging Counter-Strike, and all these bounces back and forth of the ultimate do not allow Kanavi and Ruler to walk forward and do damage. Yeah.
But if you just search for our stuff on Apple, you'll find it.
Kind of tough for Ruler there as well.
I remember watching 500 Days of Summer, being so angry when I left the theater. What a crappy movie, dude! I know it is. It is so enraging. It is such a bad movie, and people love it for some fucking reason. It's like pure millennial cringe, man. I'm so embarrassed for my generation for creating and liking that movie. And like the whole manic pixie dream girl thing when I was in college is so cringe. It's definitely like the low point of millennial culture. Am I still based in Korea? Well, I am now. I was in LA for 6 years. I like that movie. Well, 8 man. I have a lot of questions about your taste.
And I've been enjoying watching Sheer this split. I feel like he is leveling up as a player. I feel like he was already decent when he first came in. Now he feels like a player that really can become a top player in the LPL. He's no longer just on tank duty.
I'm not into Bollywood. Kalki 2898 AD. I'd love to watch more Indian movies, actually.
Trading well with Ala up in that top side.
Which movie are you talking about? 500 Days of Summer. Horrible.
You can tell the trust that JDG is putting into him, right? Over in spring, it was Sheer playing a lot of the games that were quote-unquote easier on paper on teams that would be below JDG, again, on paper, and Sheer would start. But when the playoffs came through, Flandre was the starting top laner for JDG. But right here, you can see AL is the...
So AL was actually... I love the fucking direct ads.
currently in Group Ascend.
I'm surprised the
And
Chinese
sheer
government
starting
allows
on JDG. A lot of
condom
trust and also
companies
a
to
lot of pressure
advertise right
on
now.
the-
I
on
would
the
think with
rookie
their
mid laner, the young
population
mid
push
laner
initiatives, they would just
for
ban
JDG.
all
AL
contraceptive
has been
advertising.
surrounded. They're gonna find Croco.
Kyle, sorry, moves up to this mid lane to try and help.
Have I ever gambled on esports? Yeah, of course. We've had gambling sponsors in the past.
On this Ezreal. But neither Ezreal or Ashe particularly good at clearing that mid wave, to be honest.
Yeah, AL, I think, in a pretty comfortable position right now in this game. Like, you obviously have to be slightly concerned about... You know, it's really weird, too, because we haven't had a dragon take yet. You guys know what I mean? It's like 15 minutes into this game. Grub's prioritized, for sure, for anyone's legend, which is fine. I mean, they have very strong siege. And potentially split push, depending on how this Jax does. The Jax not very far behind, though, considering circumstances.
Missing hunting for an engage here, but it's hard at that range as well without flash.
Like, right now...
So miscoordinated by...
But perhaps if I could come on through missing hunting for an
super terrible TP here by Sheer. I mean, you take some of this with a young rookie player like Sheer, but like, what the fuck, man? I mean, he used his Q in order to try and burst the Drake. He's not a... Rel ain't that champ anymore, man, and you're not playing her in the jungle, so you can't do that stupid steal anything 100% combo. Q, don't even have smite.
He's gonna pressure that really hard.
I think LPL should stop taking... Dude, Shanji's Kennen was cringe.
Oh my god, Sheer almost goes down on that one.
The backdoor bonus timed out there, so suddenly...
The thing is, though, is now you TP'd into the bot side. You'd have to TP Yagao into top, which they might do here. Yeah, they are going to TP Yagao into top side to catch the wave. So there's a lot of gold actually going onto Yagao here. He helps get turret gold, but they used 2 TP. Basically, JDG had to use 2 TPs, and they got almost nothing for it, right? So now you're going to see 2 TPs up on AL, and they're going to try and actually dive this. That's a mistake. Wow, really bad use of TPs by both teams. Like, why are we trying to dive the Tristana when we don't know where jungle is? Super bad. It's alright, I can recall and then just go catch wave at tier 2 and bot side.
That was disaster. Yagao ult the creep. He ulted a creep. He tried to ult Ale towards Kanavi to take him down, but he ends up...
Do I think the drama on FPX fully explains the difference in performance? No, but the meta was also very good for them. Flubba93, thank you for your tier 1 sub. Been a follower since spring, season 3. Wow, watch all your Thorn and Richard shows. Thank you very much, Flubba. That's very nice of you. I hope you guys enjoy it. We try and make the good content for you guys. Yeah, even without the drama, guys, you have to remember that a lot of what was getting FBX ahead was like Life playing weird supports. You know, they, like T1, were playing a lot of those bully lanes, you know, not just double Hail of Blades, but like Life on the support Rumble and everything like that. So I think with that falling off, it really has been a lot harder for them to play.
Unbreakable for a certain amount of time.
TP up to the top side from AL.
I'll get you through the night shift. Nice. Happy to help.
Away from the stun. Nice try from Croco. That's top tower secured. Remember, Croco still had Herald. Doesn't even need to use it up there. May even get a chance to use it bot lane since mid tower is already chunked.
Yeah, that mid lane tower is looking very juicy right now.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. I'm really like quite not just about Bollywood and in the Indian film. Like, I know it's a really big industry, but I'm really just quite ignorant about India and Indian history in general. Like, I know I've taken like some college coursework on Hinduism, you know, Jainism, religion of India. But Indian history, I was pretty weak on. Like, I started listening to this podcast called Empire, which you guys might enjoy, and a lot of that is Indian history, so I've been enjoying that. I just know nothing. I've never been there. I'd love to go.
This is aim hacks right there. Coming out from Hope. You just can't miss. They are actually going to use...
But yeah, like, Indian history is definitely one of my Indian Chinese history are definitely like my glaring weaknesses.
Like taking that mid lane tier 1, you'll see them instantly on the next reset. They're gonna break through that bulk quadrant.
Indian food OP. I mean, yeah, it's great.
Light it up in a lot of AL vision, and then try to take control for the next dragon fight that's coming up in about a minute and a half. And this is what great teams do. Around the 2 to 2.5 minutes prior to a game, prior to a play, sorry, you'll see they have already mapped out the course of action. That's exactly what AL have done right here. Excellent tempo again onto the map.
And I think it's important to acknowledge what AL are doing here, not just in terms of the outright gameplay, but in terms of this is a team that did well in their placement group, but it was NIP and Weibo. So a lot of people have kind of discounted what was achieved there. Arrow.
Do you think we're going to see China replace us in terms of being the backed reserve currency? So first off, probably I'm not the right person to ask that question to. Second off, no.
That would have been bad. But AL did so
I think the Chinese, the RMB is just too volatile. They, you know, it's always a danger, especially when you have, you know, authoritarian states, because they can manipulate their currency really effectively. And also there's too many problems, I think, with the Chinese economy right now with their real estate crisis. Right, their economy's slowing way down, so it's just not as safe as the USD still, in my opinion. I'm definitely not the best person to ask that, though. I don't know why you would come into this stream and ask it.
Now, JDG aren't playing at maximum form, but look at what AL are doing to them on the map. AL are absolutely outplaying them, and in the conversation of whether or not AL is a top team, right? I feel like series like this consistently happening. It answers the
I mean, I keep up on the news, so I'm like aware of the Chinese economic situation right now, but you know, I'm not an economist.
Absolutely. I feel like a lot of people are also waiting to see, hey, how does AL rank up against BLG? How do they rank up against top esports? And of course, this will be a fantastic series, but currently they're playing versus the third team in the LPL, which has some absolute legendary names on the roster. And you can see AL. Oh,
all right, so AL now just going in. Wow, they're just going for it. They see that they're in the bottom. They actually don't even force the TP here. Nice block on the as ult.
Twice at least I've seen him.
I tried to bait out Cheers TP, but they didn't fall for it. They were already on the rotation up. Second Drake of the game at 20 minutes. Such a late Drake game, guys.
Coming in from AL, I know that Ale had a low priority towards the tops of the map, and that JDG had taken complete control of the bot side since they wanted to take that dragon away from AL. However, I do not feel like AL have enough damage for the time being to burn it fast enough, because JDG had not committed to the dragon yet. They were playing sort of in the rotation around that mid lane, so they could very easily dip into that river and sort of check it. And they do have Trisha Barrage. They've got a bunch of ways that they can actually check into the pit without committing their bodies. They've got plans from Zara.
I just want to quickly clarify as well. Rolo underperforming is still one of the best AD carries in the entire league.
Super close game overall, though. It's like everything is pretty much tied up right now. A lot of this, I think, is going to come down to whether AL can actually create picks here. And then on the other side, whether JDG can actually get Sheer into the backline. We've been seeing so many of these builds that's like Leandries onto Kennen. I don't know if I'm sold on these. I mean, if you go Leandries into Rocket Belt, I think you're okay, but you need ways to actually get on top of this Ashe and the brand. Like, really the key is, I mean, this is AL pretty much stomped NIP because, you know, Croco was on the brand, and they never got onto the backline and actually stopped his crazy damage output. Beautiful arrow, though, man. Hope is popping off with these arrows. Holy smokes, dude. Look at this. Dude, even lightning rushes to try and get away, still gets caught by it. Also has his bone plating blown, so he's just like dead. Damn, dude, Hope is popping off.
What is Vanguard doing all this time? Hope has been aim hacking this entire game. He's been throwing arrows from outside Summoner's Rift and hitting everyone on the sideline. Absolutely incredible precision coming in from Hope, constantly forcing JDG to play with numbers disadvantage on the Rift. Again, going back to your question, I feel like JDG is a team build in this particular draft. To go all in, you've got the Kennen, you've got the Rel engage, you've got your Stana and Ezreal that can follow up. However, AL love it when you play into them. The Brom, the Jax, the brand damage. When you dive forward, stacked up as a unit, it's going to be so difficult. I feel like JDG are going to have to sort of isolate targets and try to pick them off one by one, or at least play with numbers advantage. However, Hope, he's not even allowing them to play with numbers advantage on this Rift since the very get-go.
I think the funny thing is as well, Allah is off to such a huge lead at the top side now, 1,000 gold in favor of him. Sheer got the counter pick, and Sheer played it well in the laning phase. But when you've got this many Ash arrows across the map, just absolutely...
Look at that coordination, though. It's actually really cool to see Hope's perspective there. It's actually really cool to see Hope's perspective, because he pings the exact location of the arrow. And watch what Ale does. So Ale reacts to this, and he walks up just enough to convince Sheer to back off, because he's afraid of getting in leap strike range. So he actually herds him right into the arrow. Really good coordination between Ale and Hope there. Super nice.
The amazing coordination there is as well that Ali starts walking, forcing Sheer to back off into the arrow that was incoming due to the ping.
That's a great perspective shot from Hope. That was really fun to see.
By AL, so coordinated. Again, you mentioned how Ale has been...
Where do I think Sheer is at? If Milky Way was like a 10? I don't know. She's probably like a 7. He's been very good. He's also definitely not 18, guys.
By Hope, he's been ahead about the entire game. 800 gold.
Monty has seen this, repeated her exactly. She's a good caster. I mean, we know she's good because she thinks the same way I do.
Surely not. Okay.
Yaga won't get caught. I mean, both solo laners have been killed by Hope's arrows this game. Shears died to it. Yagao died to it in the mid lane as well. He even managed to buffer his W, but it wasn't enough. Shanks and Allah both being graciously gifted gold by their AD carry. Doesn't usually happen.
How old is Sheer actually? Well, he's 18. Or 17. How old is he supposed to be? Hold on, I'll check. He's 18, December 6, 2005. Spoiler, guys, he's not 18. He needs to be 18. His falsified birth certificate says he's 18. So he can compete internationally. Not Zumba Gaming, thank you for your Twitch Prime. Hello to you too.
And if you look at the gold, you're like, come on guys, it's just 1,000 gold lead. And JDG have been doing pretty well for themselves to try and fend off, trying to find advantages. You see Kanavi instantly dipping into Kroko's jungle every single time anything's happened on the other side of the map. He will try to take some advantages.
Ain't no way he is above 14. I know, Matt. Just look at him with your eyes.
On his counterpart, so Kanavi has been
he's not 18 years old. Like, this is so, it's so unbelievable. It's just like, you know, when the Summer Olympics happen, you guys just look at the Chinese gymnastics team and you tell me those girls are 18 years old. They're not. They're like 15.
With the 2.5 items, almost a third item completed for the JDG 80 carry. JDG have been doing pretty good for themselves. Trying to build up, back up to even. And they almost are. They're all. Who
do you think the best Ori player of all time is? It's probably Rookie. Faker's way up there, though.
To finish the tier 1 on the top side, and Kanavi continues to extend that vision control further into the jungle of AL. AL not going to let that go without a fight. Allah has found a very deep flank. He TP'd onto that one. Continues to extend that vision control further into the jungle of AL. AL not going to let that go without
All is trolling. You guys also trolling?
He TP'd onto that one, but it's not even needed.
All right, Allah wasn't trolling that badly. It was really Yagao who was trolling more. So let's look at what's going on here. So they're trying to clear out vision. They have, they do clear out the vision. They have vision in this brush. And Yagao just decides to walk up and then get hit by volley and arrow and Winter's Bite and just die. And then flash Q there from Gael. Oh my god, the brand ult was still up and they just walked into it. Doesn't matter, Ruler's popping off. Ruler's popping off, Ruler's popping off! Oh my god. Okay, this is silly. This whole sequence is silly, guys. Like, what are we doing if we're anyone's legend? Like, you literally just killed Yagao. You can actually just go for Baron. You don't have to walk into a choke point against a Kennen who has TP up. The funny thing is they wait so long for this fight, they just walk into the jungle And then Sheer is able just to flash over the wall. He actually just literally walks up, doesn't even use TP. And sure, they kite out of and they kill him, but at the same time, Ruler's just untouched. Q onto Croco. Q onto Croco. W, Q, E. Beautifully done by Ruler. It was incredibly silly. They might be able to two-man this Baron, by the way. They don't have ult. They don't have Zyra ult, but maybe they can still two-man it. That's crazy that they can do this. This is illegal. Zyra shouldn't exist like this. Why can you two-man a Baron with Ezreal and Zyra at 26 minutes? They did troll that, though. They could have actually just turned on a Baron. You don't actually have to cluster for the Kennen ult and the Ezreal cleanup. Because, like, even though you kill the Kennen, you had to use everything. Like, you don't have arm guard anymore. It's been used. Also, I'm just going to point this out. It's objectively dangerous to do this into Zyra. Like, circle comps don't run into the enemy jungle, dude. You just get hit by... I mean, they force their flashes, too. You still have Brand ult, so you're doing a lot of damage, but Ruler's just, like, untouched. Shout out to Ruler. He plays this super well. Also, you're still playing into Zyra plants.
I can't believe that E hit as well.
He almost got a Quadra. He would have gotten a Quadra if the plants hadn't killed Brand. Where does Ruler fall in the best ADCs list right now? He's like top 3. I think the GOAT ADCs are Uzi, Ruler, and Deft.
Obviously, a bit more damage coming out from Kanavi as well, but
I think you can definitely make an argument that he's the best of all time.
What? Wow. 7,500? It's not even late game. That was a 26-minute fight.
I really hit. This is what happens when you hit all your skill shots in autos and weave in autos as Ezreal, though. He's 3.5 items now.
It's placebo.
But we gotta have the troll here. We gotta have the Ruler troll. He literally arcane shifts backwards and then just gets hit by Winter's Bite. Lol. By the way, Astro wasn't even up. He has cleanse, but he literally just allows the Braum to walk on him and then ult him, and then he gets Brand stunned.
I'll shut up next time. That was straight up.
I mean, they did get 2 towers bot side, so it's not so bad.
I mean, look, there's only
also
so
your
much...
fault for being there.
Only so much casters can take responsibility for a player walking in 1v3 mid lane, you know? Ruler has an
he was merely a distraction so that they could take tier 2 and tier 3 turrets and bot.
Pretty much ends the Baron play coming out from JDG.
You know what, Munch? We're talking about how JDG, traditionally, they're a more slow team. As we're looking at this replay, I feel like this is a huge...
I take Viper over Uzi. Maybe it's because I've seen more of his play in his prime band. Here's the thing. Uzi made, like, multiple world finals while being, like, the only carry on his team. And his entire team built around how good he was. So that's the thing, is, like, Uzi actually was given, like, the best opportunity maybe in league history to carry and then did it.
Slower team. They like to take their pace slow and steady. And
I haven't loaded up League since Vanguard. Yeah, I haven't installed Vanguard either. Fuck that shit.
How good these players on JDG are when you see them being proactive on the map, when they're giving us these fights because they're forced to give us these fights because AL is pushing them to the max. I don't want a best of 3. Give me a best of 10 of these two teams.
This game has been quality, hasn't it? But ultimately, JDG are ahead now. Despite what AL have been doing all game, despite these arrows from Hope, even with Ruler getting caught in the mid lane there, it's still almost 2,500 gold on the Baron power play from JDG. There's no tier 2 in the mid or bot lane for AL now. There's not even an inhib tower for AL in that bottom lane. So huge pressure on the map for JDG. And they've got themselves about a 5,000 gold lead. But let's be honest, the carries across the board are all starting to get to 3 items. We are getting to the point where
I hate TFT mobile, so that's not an option. How is it on tablets? Like, obviously, it's like impossible to play on phones, which is why I never got into TFT, because I would play Hearthstone Battlegrounds because it's something I could do on my phone, you know, because I have kids. So it was you know, it was possible to do it. But I tried one time to play TFT on my phone, and it was just like too hard on a mobile,
Absolutely,
on
very
just like a
important
phone
pick.
interface. But I
I
thought it
think
might be
points
playable
also,
maybe
as
on
you mentioned
tablets.
right there for the Jax. You've got 4 items on this Ezreal Shojin.
It's also the fact that a game of TFT takes like an hour to play, which is not really what I want to spend an hour of my life doing.
Will come through. Pyroclasm burns him too, and Crisp and Kyle takes a bit of the credit as he finds himself his first kill of the game. That's a pick on the top side that opens up potentially a tier 2. I don't think they can really commit to a siege. No neutrals up, so perhaps the pick won't lead to too much.
Yeah, Yagao's already there trying to defend the wave. You also have Kanavi and
Burns him too.
on this Ezreal Shojin. Completely.
Oh man,
Oh no.
he is just caught out. That's unlucky.
His own demise, the stun will come through. Pyroclasm burns him too, and Crisp and Kyle takes a bit of the credit as he finds himself his first kill of the game. That's a pick on the top side that opens up potentially a tier 2. I don't think they can really commit to a siege. No neutrals up, so perhaps the pick won't lead to too much.
Yeah, Yagao's already there trying to defend the wave. You also have Kanavi and missing, shadowing just in case NAL members want to stay around. Yagao with the temple TP down bot lane as well. The savior of all the pushing waves from AL. Makes you to soak up that pressure top. TP's down bot, takes that wave too. And crisis averted for JDG. Very unfortunate right there from Sheer. Oversteps his welcome, of course. Sees just the quirky up top lane. Ruler just ease through the wall.
Is okay. I will say, so far, I've criticized Ruler and I've complimented Sheer. And so far, Sheer is 0 and 4, and Ruler hardcore 1v3 to fight. So, I guess my read on JDG is just out of the window at this point. Ruler looking to put pressure on this game. He has to have a standout Ezreal performance. I love he's bringing the striker Ezreal to the table as well, with the Euros going on. Copa America, I think, happening at the same time as well. Lots of football around the world to be witnessing. I'm just saying there's quite a big game later on tonight. I don't know if anyone knows, but it does happen to be coming home.
Spoiler, it didn't come home. It's not coming home. It will never come home.
A little bit later on tonight.
English people are fucking deluded.
A little early, perhaps.
Like, all they ever say is like, oh my god, it's coming home. And it never does come home, man. Like, I don't know anything about soccer, but like, English people always think they're good at it, but they're never actually good at it.
Caveat to the previous team that we just saw, that was AL throwing their bodies one by one into JDG. And
The
JDG
level
picked
of
them apart
English
4
delusion
versus
is
5.
crazy.
It's not going to be quite the same case right here. AL have a lot of range in their kit. And if you dive into them, Brand is going to have an absolute great time.
They truly are the TSM fans of football. TSM ain't never winning worlds. England ain't never winning worlds, guys. It's just a bunch of super annoying fans. All right, let's take a look at this. I mean, Sheer does catch Shanks out here. All right, that build does do a lot of damage. So if you can get a pick, I guess it works, but... All right, you can just give this up, though. There's no... Oh my god, they're actually going in on this? Wow, that is surprising. Kroko just in the pit right here, flashes out, gets ulted by Tristana over the wall, but they're still able to get enough damage down. Kroko gets his ult out.
That was a great.
It's because they once had an Empire Monty, that's true. Now all they have is their sad little humid, cold island.
Potentially catching AL onto resets. There should be a hawk shot coming in from Hope right there, and they're gonna pull the TPs instantly, but JDG hasn't even started yet. The hawk shot is going to spot it. Ale could have been a lot of trouble here if that hawk shot hadn't landed before he committed.
EDDNP, thank you. Your Twitch Prime sub.
Without taking any damage. Don't rate
They got that museum. Dude, the British Museum is banging.
I actually have not
Great.
Sheer, though, really good.
Catches him on the flank.
Shanks. I wasn't sure if he was going to wait and try and find more targets, but, you know, assassination onto the enemy mid lane. I think that's worth
Kroko just popping over the wall with his ults and then flashing out.
It's obscene.
I feel like Yagao has been the recipient of a
Is that
lot
cute?
of,
At least they got something in
brutality
trade for it.
coming out of AL. Not particularly his game.
That was a
In
big
this one.
Ooh.
All of it is stolen, but it's a banger.
On the top side.
You know, some people say stolen.
We were in a replay.
I'll just tell you straight up that the Elgin marbles from the Parthenon
Like, we were watching
would have been
Bruges
destroyed if the
House
British
in the
didn't take
crowd,
them.
And Allah, ends up
They were literally just sitting on the Parthenon. Athens was like a tiny little town. The Parthenon had previously been exploded, guys, because I think it was a war between the Ottomans and the Venetians, and it was being used to store munitions, and they shot a shell into it and blew it up. Like, let's just say they weren't taking care of that. They weren't taking care of the Parthenon. Nobody gave a shit.
an uncharacteristic mistake from him.
Like, if the British had not taken the marbles, they would not exist.
He's 1 HP. He's surely going to go down.
So,
Tries to save it, but Kyle might
you know, you guys do with that what you will, but should they give them back? That's a discussion. Were they stolen? I would say they were preserved because no one else was preserving them.
It's over. Fantastically consistent play from Yagao this game, but Ruler turning this into
They took the freezes, yeah, and they took the statues.
Have been immaculate.
They could end up ending the game. There's 20 seconds onto Ale and about 30 plus for anyone else. JDG are just...
Wow, how did that happen?
We're watching the oohs and ahs from the crowd, and Ala ends up falling. An uncharacteristic there. Ala's got
recipient of a lot of brutality coming out of AL. Not particularly his game.
that was a
in
big
this one.
ooh, coming through there. Ala
Been the recipient of a lot of brutality coming out of AL. Not particularly his game.
that was a
in
big
this one.
They found the white guy in the Chinese stadium.
Ala's got the top side.
We don't even know what happened. Alo is just there, split pushing, I guess, thinking that AL was going to, the rest of AL was going to back him up.
An uncharacteristic mistake from him. Now Croco, will be forced to back away. He's 1 HP. He's surely going to go down. Kyle tries to save him, but Kyle might just fall as well. Now Croco.
All right, so they actually do get the stun. It's very important to get the stun onto Brand, so he actually can't deal damage. He does get the ult off.
He's surely going to go down. Kyle tries to save him, but Kyle might just fall as well. The snipe from Ruler is gorgeous.
Man, Ruler just playing so aggressively on this Ezreal to max damage. Wow, flashing forward.
Over the wall, just finds a way to die before the team fight is over. Fantastically consistent play from Yagao this game, but Ruler turning this into a win for JDG. These fights have been immaculate.
They could end up ending the game.
I would love to know what happened to Ale.
Characteristic mistake from him. Now Croco, will be forced to back away. He's 1 HP. He's surely going to go down. Kyle tries to save him, but Kyle might just fall as well. The snipe from Ruler is gorgeous.
Man, Ruler's so good in these fights. He really is punishing the over-aggression.
They could end up ending the game. There's 20 seconds onto Ale and about 30 plus for anyone else.
Oh, there it is.
Storm in mid lane to take the game.
He's in a pink ward, so he thinks he's safe. But his team just isn't there, and they're able to stun lock the Jax. I don't know, man. These blind pick Jaxes. I didn't like it when Hanwha Life did it either. Like, they beat T1, but I think it's just bad if you leave Kennen up.
And I love that they have taken control of that game and never... All the doubters could not say a single thing about Ruler this game.
And you know what? Sheer got caught out a few times in that game, but here...
All of them, the first one of the three is actually the one that finished third over in spring as well. So technically, quote-unquote, the easiest one out of all the top three.
All right, so Leona, Sejuani,
now jumping straight back.
Nidalee, Rumble.
JDG are going to be on blue side. My question here is that
We're just gonna see more Coco Bread.
For Ruler, are they going to choose to potentially prioritize a pick like this for their AD carry again?
I mean, that's the question is, does AL ban it away, right? Because JDG, I think if Ezreal is up, I think that's very much first pick territory right now with how Ruler was playing on the pick. He had to remove one massive mistake in the mid lane where Ezreal is...
Very chance that AL get a on the very strong potent duo Brand slash
Where's Sheer?
I don't think so. Sheer on a carry.
Oh, dude. Barf. Really? B1 Renekton? This is a patch where GP and Kennen are both really good. Oh god, I hate this.
One more time, however, AL get a very, very strong potent duo, Brand slash Tristana. Now, Corki.
Give up B1 Renekton to give Trist Brand to anyone's legend. I mean, I guess they didn't give the Ashe this time, but
Locked in. Just a little bit of an asterisk right here. The only reason why I don't want to see Canavi on card. Locked in.
Where is he? They're like not. You tell me this guy's 18 years old. You do it.
On those early game fights. I don't want to see Canavi on card.
Why is the headset the size of his head? Look how small he is. Look at this. Isn't he wearing the same headset as the rest of his? Isn't that the same headset, guys? It looks like the same headset. Look at the difference in his size. Look at that. He's not 18.
The fact that he did have the Zara and he was able to be more involved on those early game fights is what changed the course of that game that we saw over in game number 1.
He's actually a 1,000-year-old dragon. You guys know what I mean? You guys know what I mean?
He was trying to make an argument for MVP on
Absolutely.
Zyra. Unfortunately, Ruler just went absolutely Super Saiyan. Alan's going to go for the Jax once again in that top side. The Rumble already banned away, but he's against the Renekton, so he's quite happy. Doesn't have to go against that damn lightning rat again in the top side, so they can start banning KD carries instead. And it will be Ruler's Ezreal take it away.
And I feel like we're looking for things that can scale very easily into the late game and complement things like the Karthus and the Corki. I'm looking potentially at Zeri for someone like Ruler. I'm looking at potentially something like a Kaisa that you could poke people out and then just the Requiem drops in and just slam someone away from existence. So things like that for Ruler could be really good to just pair up with the rest of the composition. And also for JDG, you're looking for some engage tools. Same for AL right here. So things like the Rel. Nautilus has already been banned away. The Rel and the Alisa.
Want to go for their AD carry next, or if they want to prioritize.
Ah, yes, the MF ban's coming through. Tabe was cooking with the MF in the last series against NIP. It worked surprisingly well, but I don't think you take the MF here, although the MF brand combos, you just like the press R combos, NIP got drawn into them for sure.
Jin is something that was very, very high priority earlier on in the split. Kind of fell off a little bit, but we have seen Ruler play it recently, played it in that series. Big hit for AL first.
Very good.
Okay, so taking away the Kaisa, Ruler Zeri is left up. Zeri does feel a little bit weird with this composition. Again, my question about these Renektons is always, what is Renekton supposed to do in team fights? How is he supposed to close? Because they could just take Maokai support here. Okay, why I don't understand, maybe I'm missing something. Why I don't understand the Renekton priority is how is he supposed to flank? He gets stunned by Brand. He gets marked and stunned by Jax. He gets ulted by Trist, or Trist W's away. Kaisa ults away. Maokai W's him, or you just use R. You know what I mean? On the rest of the team, you use R towards the enemy team, and then you isolate and kill the Renekton. So what is he supposed to do? What is he supposed to do? Like, you have to get such an immense lead in the side lane on Renekton that you never get it, is the problem. And like, instead of having a hard counter pick like Kennen to Jax, you just let the Jax go free. I think it's just such a, I think it's such a bait pick. Look at that. This kid is 18. This one? It's so absurd. Like, it's such an absurd lie.
Follows up suit to things like the Vi or the Nautilus.
So he does. I've got to say, Maokai, I think he's almost always good. It's one of those champions that I feel like whichever team has it, usually it's a good thing for you. It's very easy to play around the play pattern of a Maokai. Does well against the Rel as you can punt her out of the crash down and see if that kind of interaction can come on through. Plenty of extremely high skill cap champions coming on through in this draft. We've got Kanavi on a very big scaling pick too.
I think my eyes are specifically onto Yagao. I think there should be like some sort of redemption arc coming in from the mid laner of JDG for the performance in game number 1. However, he was targeted. I can't give it all up to him for being pinned down in lane. However, right here with the Corki, he has the tools to right the wrongs in game number 1 and allow Kanavi for a pretty smooth sailing early game where he just clears the jungle, gets with his...
I heard Dom and you mentioned him on a show. I laughed out loud the first time I actually saw him. Yeah, exactly, guys.
Let's see if Kanavi can make this.
Also, I'm wondering how to watch House of the Dragon in Korea. It costs 3,001 per episode. Well, you could subscribe to Max and then use ExpressVPN. LFN sponsored a VPN to America. That's what I do.
Let's see if it can work out as we head into game 2. We'll kick it over to the crowd for our Gyos once more.
Yankos!
Oh man, the Yankos fan club is out in force today, and they've made it on the screen. Fantastic.
Unfortunately, not immediately inside this time around to celebrate Yankos as well. It's not going to be the case. Osazwani, yeah, he sneaked in. Might get found out by Sheer here.
He's going to walk on in. Alec.
So what he's doing right here is he's just trying to disrupt potential early jungling, see what side they're jungling on to start off with. So they get the information, and they actually just move Brand over to blue buff.
Now, things that we have seen from Karthus earlier on, and especially from my LPL, the Karthus is playing a little bit more on the offensive side in the LPL. You'll see the full clear straight into things like the top lane dive. You see this quite a lot, especially with Twisted Fate up in the top lane when it's paired up with how...
Nice start there by Alan, moves into the lane, gets that counter-strike trade going, gets his grasp proc, which is what you're looking for. See how aggressive Kanavi gets. He started on his bot side, he's pathing up top. See how much trouble Ala could be under.
The thing is with the Karthus, at least you could theoretically like hit the Karthus ult and then do the cleanup with Zeri, so I don't mind that combination. It's just like the engage is relatively short range for JDG. Because you're basically super relying on a Renekton flank, which is never going to happen unless AL makes a massive mistake, or you're relying on a big Rel engage. And Rel's engage is just objectively worse than Maokai's. Oh wow, nice force on the cleanse early.
Cleanse already, and then the ignite goes down afterwards, and it means Missing is just taking a chunk from Hope, as now trading in the top side, but Sheer, the wrong side of the matchup, dashes back in. All I had to cleanse already, and then the ignite goes down.
Yeah, and as you can see the top side of the map, Alec, he's already building his own way.
Wow, he dashes forward there. That's what causes the all-in. And the ignite does come down afterwards. That's a nice move by Kyle so that it's not cleansed alongside the CC.
The wrong side of the matchup dashes back in. Tries to clear these minions. Aggressive top laner. Remember, Kanavi is up towards that.
Thing is, the Maokai support is actually super good here because it also controls Zeri. You actually have targeted CC. You want something like Maokai W or Nautilus R or Vyar. Makes dealing with Zeri about 1,000,000 times easier. Also gives you setup for Krako's stun or Ale's stun, which then you can chain into massive single target damage from Kai'Sa and Tristana.
But so is Kroko. Last time those two guys met, it was disaster.
There's no stun for Sheer. There is just no play here for JDG. But I guess there's no play here for AL either because Sheer's in a defensive position.
Shanks.
Kanavi now going to be chased out of his own jungle as Shanks gets the jump onto him. Flash available for Shanks. There's the reset.
Nice all in.
Already flash.
Yeah, you get reset. Nicely done by Shanks and Krako.
Jump onto him. Flash available for Shanks. There's the reset. Kanavi already flash. That's first blood. AL take the lead once more.
And you remember how important that mid lane was for both of these junglers, allowing you the freedom to clear, to be inside your jungle, to exist inside your jungle.
It's just like Sheer's headset, man. This isn't real.
Clear, to be inside your jungle.
Look at that. Look at the difference. Look. Yagao, sheer. Yagao, sheer. Yagao, sheer. Yagao, sheer.
Inside your jungle to exist inside your jungle. Karthus loves all the gold, all the juice to be able to get all those items, get that Requiem to hurt early on.
She was
Great
just a yordle.
finish right there by Shanks, shoves in the wave in the mid lane.
Steve's got a
Straight
silly
into
Triss
that
jump like
jungle
3 times in 10
jungle.
seconds. Hey man, I
Loves that
agree.
flare skill as well.
It's a stupid
Will
champ.
taking the upper hand in that mid lane matchup too.
Fantastic bit of play from Shanks. Early lead once again from Yagao, who has been having a tough series. And you know, that kill obviously was not his fault, just gets pushed in by the Tristana. A great roam, Kanavi. Not expecting, I think, the roam from the enemy mid laner, but Croco happy to invade alongside Shanks and sets up beautifully for AL. Find themselves an early lead once more. Croco will get into his jungle in time, will defend from any kind of invades as Kanavi goes back to his own jungle, and we will just have these 4 clears coming through once more.
And Shanks, a little bit more of an investment in the future. Together with Alec, they both have the call in their inventory. Trying to go for that mid-game spike. Getting that extra kill for Shanks is definitely going to help with a double longsword right there. Being able to do exactly what he does, jump forward, take a pretty favorable trade into Yagao's core key.
Yeah, double
And again,
too.
these kind of trades are getting very dangerous for Kanavi. Especially if you look on your screens right now, KL is already on his way mid lane. And finding the Karth in his jungle, punishing him now that Kanavi does not have flash, could potentially be a play for AL.
Could be.
Oh, Croco's looking.
Missing is going to face check right into this one. That's a full combo out from Croco, and with Missing chunked that heavily, you'd expect that to be an advantage on the grubs for the side of AL. They've consistently had prio from Ala in the top side. Shanks.
It's really good grub plays both games by AL on both first grub starts.
To be able to just start that one off. Bomb comes out from Shanks. He is level 6, and Yagao fully.
We should be able to get these pretty easily.
That level discrepancy as he just bounced out, but
Try to make a play on the Ale.
on the top
Okay,
side,
flash
the
Q.
target crashed down, lands, and Sheer has some damage and a half. That's gonna be
Oh, nice play, actually. They're trying to bait them into the brush. Oh, boy. Kanavi has no mana. I think they can actually do this. I actually think they may have been able to do that.
Great play from JDG. They knew that the river did not belong to them with too many members of AL around. They're looking for more.
So greedy.
Wait. Trist's not coming? Oh, my God.
Great
I thought they might be able to do
JDG.
that
The river
because
did not
Trist wasn't
belong to
there.
them with too many
Or Trist was going to
members of AL
come, but
around.
Trist just doesn't come. So instead, Croco, no flash.
What are you doing there, lads?
Just gets flat. I mean, Renekton still has flash too. So Missing used flash on that last one, but Renekton still has flash W. Flash W right there, straight into Q.
Greedy, what are you doing there, lads? They know that they don't have a
Oh, I'm really surprised. I'm actually really surprised. I think Shanks could have moved.
That was way too far.
I don't know what they think that they thought that they were thinking. That was so much of an outreach from AL. You are outnumbered. You've lost your top laner. There's no TP on Ale to come back and aid you either. So greedy, as you mentioned, from AL. And again, JDG, I feel like that was a great lane gank coming in from them. Let's look at this again.
It was a good move
From
here
lane, the
by
flash
JDG to
forward
focus onto the
to
top
pin
side.
down Ale as well. There is no counter strike.
Because they couldn't walk into
Ale
river.
used in the previous skirmish with Sheer. And Kyle and Croco stay around.
But also, I think AL probably should have just focused on the grubs instead of like focused on pushing out right there. You can always retake top lane control.
I feel like they're like looking.
You know, the question here is like grubs spawn during this skank. Like they spawn right now. They're 10 seconds, like 5 seconds from spawning. So I know they wanted to push out first, but I think you have to just take river control there.
All the way in the mid lane, Yagao is keeping him there. They're trading blows back and forth. That is a 3v2 you've just committed yourself into.
I feel like they're like.
Sheer still having flash is very important.
Even if you get the pick on Missing, I'm pretty sure you just both die in that scenario. Like, I really struggle to see the way that that play ends well for AL, honestly. Bit of a weird one, because, I mean, we've been praising AL all day long about how good their early game has been and how clean their game plans have been, you know? It feels like they know what's going on. It feels like they're quite coordinated, generally speaking.
The problem is like Sheer is the fed one, and I just don't know what he's gonna do on the crocodile. I've seen like in the last like week of play, I've seen a lot of these Renektons get ahead, but they don't convert into actual game wins.
This player that they are setting up to essentially be the predecessor, it seems, to Flandre.
And this is
Starting each game at the moment, and he's once again on a carry, once again set up. This time around, he's got a big lead for himself.
And this is great news for the top laner, right? You mentioned his development. He was subbed out in playoffs in spring. He was starting a lot of these games early on in season, but when the really important games came in for JDG, it was Flandre that was starting now. And now the trust and the faith of JDG lies on his shoulders and his potential, not only to develop, but to carry a team straight out right here, right now, versus the team that has been completely undefeated. We're not talking series undefeated, we're talking games undefeated. AL came into this series without having lost a singular game in group ascent. It was pure dominance for them. And don't get me wrong, AL have still been playing the game the entire time. However, JDG seemed to be mimicking a lot of the habits that AL were showing in a lot of their games and making them better. I've not seen JDG be this proactive in a very long time. Kanavi, though, is going to spot Ale.
Ale forced away. Look at the size of that top wave that's about to crash onto the tower. Sheer will be able to push that as slowly as he physically can.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he just used his E as well. He's going to walk straight into three of them. Sheer. He lacked critical information. Now, as he physically can.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he just used his E as well. He's going to walk straight into three of them. Sheer. He lacked critical information. Now,
dude, the stun lock.
His critical vitals.
Trying to get Ale this kill. Okay, they succeed in doing that. He's going to get most of that wave as well. So, Ale going to be back in this game at least. Is lethal tempo gone? Yes, they removed it. After MSI, there is no more lethal tempo in the game.
Yeah, he was trying to rotate towards the top side of the map just in case JDG were following up with the play. Gets caught in the river. Ruler, though.
Oh, is this going to continue? Is Hope going to get dived by Ruler? The flash forwards, and Hope gets the shield. But that is the Requiem, and Kanavi sweeps up another.
And a play here for Ruler too. Nice.
Against the world, once again missing, has found enemy support.
KL pulled back.
Kylo's now 6.
And Kanavi just getting kills gifted on us.
That's huge for Kanavi.
Oh, no, Yagao.
Back to back. Yagao TP's in. Shanks can look for something as Croco is there alongside him in the mid lane. Ala crashes away, starts to move towards that himself. Yagao's going to face check.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Croco wants it so bad. You can see how bad he's itching for it. Yagao's going to Valkyrie away, and nothing will come of it in the mid lane.
I felt like they were going to engage straight up on him when the TP landed. There were flashes on both mid lane and jungle from the side of AL. Maybe they could try to play this a little bit more aggressive, but let's have a look down in the bot lane. Ruler following up from the streak in the previous game.
Hey, it's pretty good viewership for an LPL day, guys. You guys usually hate LPL.
From Hope, ults forward, gets the shield, and that's all she wrote.
Nearly dies to the minions there. That would have been a solo kill if he died to the minions before the Requiem finished off. Great stuff from Ruler to set up for his jungler.
I love LPL, I know. I do too. I'm not a hater. Some of you guys are just like raccoons who love trash. You've watched 10 years of LCS. Imagine, guys, imagine, like I've watched 10 years of LCS, but I got paid for it. You guys watched 10 years of LCS. And you just, what the fuck was that for? Think of all the time you spent watching LCS.
Whether or not they'll get the chance is a different question.
Iadine, thank you for your tier 1 sub.
Dominant on the map right now. Their rotations are clean. They're super fast.
Thank you very much.
They've got a very clear vision of what to do. Ruler instantly after the solo kill presses B, goes towards the top side of the map. Oh, Yagao.
Dive in the mid lane. Yagao the target once again. Ala happy to go underneath the tower and finish the job. Shanks grabs it with the bomb in the end. And AL starting to put some pressure back on towards JDG. They knew they were falling behind and they've got to do something about it. Ruler in the meantime though is just taking a solo tower on Zeri top lane. Croco found in the jungle. Missing goes in with absolutely no follow-up from anyone. Has to flash back out. And Kanavi now found by Shanks in the jungle. Flashes towards... Croco found in the jungle. Missing goes in with absolutely...
I watched LCS and LEC in 2 years, so fair enough.
Meantime though, is just taking a solo tower on an AL.
Oh.
Alright, let's watch this kill into Yagao.
They're
So really, this game has now been. Thank you very much, Pinto 1085, for your delightful Bezos bucks. All right, so basically right now they've been playing around the Zeri. JDG have, and it's been more topside dominance for AL. Nice dive there. So the thing is, Kyle actually does have 6 now. Doesn't have to use it though. Doesn't actually have to use ult. So they actually have ult here, and this is really dangerous for Kanavi because he's in the jungle against Maokai ult. Really does get some plates in the top side though. Should be getting plates in mid and bot though for anyone's legend. Dude, playing when they still have that the Maokai ult is so dangerous. They also know Kanavi doesn't have Requiem. Why is Kanavi flash, man? Kroko still has flash. Like, there's no way you're gonna do anything there. It is pointless to flash because you can't actually do anything. Hey guys, is Renekton good into Tristana? Can you guys tell me if Renekton is good into Tristana or not? Look at that! Look at that! He literally can't even kill the Trist.
He's still being hit by these bombs as Shanks still in enemy territory right now.
He's just farming one caster minion in between turrets, and he respawns. So right there, Karthus respawns with his ult up. What a stupid game! What a stupid game, guys! Oh.
Was one of the most chaotic fights we've had this entire series. That was Kanavi respawning and pressing Requiem.
Well, Monty reviewed the KDF versus DRX series. No, I watched it last night when it was live. But I mean, what a throw by DRX in game number 2. That was crazy. That was over when they got Hextech Soul. Renekton got Trist in the end, Monty. True.
And that's a Requiem across the team. It's a double kill on the Requiem. The burn is there on Shanks and missing. Will set up for Sheer to finish the job.
I mean, he would have died to the ignite from missing. Whatever.
Was one of the most chaotic
what a silly fight. What a silly fight by both sides. Kanavi respawning with Requiem up saved it.
That's how long this went on for. When he died, his ultimate was on an 8-second cooldown. His passive was not quite long enough for him to stay alive. To press R. JDG coming up clutch with the R factor that Karthus brings into this game. Luckily for them.
4 kills now on Kanavi, and all, like 3 of them were Requiem, and 1 of them was just KL face checking into the brush. I feel like he has been absolutely...
But what about Kanavi's double lost chapter item Karthus build? I mean, that's what you do, right? Max burn. Apply dots. I mean, he's not building Malignants. Blackfire Leandries.
Let's look at this one more time. Yagao, great isolation kill from AL right here. They know that missing is on a reset. They see Ruler top, they sheer down bot lane. They're like, only the Karthus could be around, which we can handle.
I just like how they continue to fuck around in here. And sure, and by that I mean JDG, when the Maokai ult is up.
Because I don't feel like Rel and Karthus...
I do think it's super funny that Kanavi flashes right there.
And the flash forward is even more mind-blowing from Kanavi, considering he does not have the ultimate. Now, Sheer thinks he has lethal right here.
By the way, AL's fights have been so long in both of these games that Sheer doesn't even have to TP. He literally just walks up and flanks them. Like, anyone's legend is just waiting to get flanked by Sheer as he walks across the entire map. It's ridiculous.
And as you mentioned, that distance that was created between Shanks and Sheer pushes Sheer back underneath his tower, and that was Kanavi respawning to press R.
I don't know if they're necessarily playing around the respawn Requiem, but I do think the JDG were intentionally extending that fight and just trying to keep AL there, because Ruler had just finished the tower top, moves down in like a flanking position on Zeri. I think JDG were essentially trying to set up for Ruler to get like a double or a triple kill in that fight. Didn't quite work out, but Kanavi had Requiem, so it's fine. But I think that was a totally intentional play from JDG, not just overstepping for the sake of it.
Okay, thanks for the gold, AL. This is Kanavi. Cashing in.
And he's
his
got
rune.
Malignance at this point. The cooldown is not that long in his ult anymore.
Yeah, first strike, OP. Malignus already completed, got Blackfire Torch as well. The second you see that hat in the inventory is where things start really getting dodgy for AL. 2 needless large rolls, a couple more gold. And Kanavi will be there with how much gold he already has.
The team comp is bad into Karthus. I don't think I agree. Like, yeah, they're all squishy and like Jax can't counter-strike Karthus ult or anything like that. But the thing is that Karthus is going to have a hard time closing the gap on them. So like Requiem is good into them, but they have so many disengage tools. Like if Karthus comes in, you could just blast him out with Trist. It's very hard for him to get in range against Maokai ult. You can get out of the fight pretty easily with Kai'Sa. Like, closing the gap is really the problem for Renekton and Karthus, which is not ideal. But the ults will hit them. So he gets Malignance, Blackfire Malignance.
Sheer takes a bit of damage, but that is one tanky proc at this point. They can't force it any.
Now do we go for
Just 100 to 0 him.
Leandries as well? Probably.
Black Cleaver means he's threatening enough. They can't really afford to tank the tower themselves. Shanks has to back away in the bottom side as wrong side of this party. TP comes through top from Sheer.
Why is Sheer TPing?
There is an answer from Shanks, and suddenly Sheer is on the wrong side of this party. Requiem gonna come on.
Kind of waste Requiem.
It will chunk everyone. I don't know if that's necessarily enough for Sheer to turn it into anything. Then again, I guess it's just first strike as well. Sheer just running around the map as long as he can, buying as much time for his team as possible. And it's set up well for JDG now, slamming Herald in the mid lane, while Yagao pushes in the bottom lane as well. This will be a tier 1.
Okay, this forces Ollie to use TP in the bot side. So it's pretty big commitment, but because they have Trist and Shanks is still in top side, I think they'll be able to take top tier 1. So, you know, you trade 1 turret for 1, but you get a kill. Nope, they use TP in the top side instead, so you see Yaga goes top, so they don't actually finish off. So it's okay, trade there for JG, particularly because it's mid turret, and they want to stop the soul from getting taken.
The pressure of execution that AL has put onto JDG and how proactive this has made JDG into the early game. We're 17 minutes in, they've already had 7 kill participation onto Kanavi. That's great stuff.
And I love as well that this is a matchup now between 2 teams that, like JDG, a team that we expected to be an absolute top team, who have faltered a little bit. They've shown weakness so far, and they've come in kind of redeeming themselves to some extent. AL have looked like themselves. It's not like they've made a couple of strange mistakes in this one, but overall it feels like this is a much higher quality series than perhaps JDG have shown so far in the group stage. Really nice to see that this is competitive, and the hope is caught out once again. Ruler trying to find him. Remember, Requiem is there, and the rocket from Yagao, is it enough? Not quite. 200 health remaining as Allah, chunked by Sheer and forced to back away. The Grandmaster's Might keeps him alive, but that's all that keeps him alive.
So as you can see, I mean, that's very effective, and Allah doesn't have TP, so they have to give up Drake.
Doesn't have time to go back to base and TP back in. Doesn't have the summoner spell available. JDG will take that dragon and get
so using the Requiem just as a zoning tool basically off of objectives, I think is going to be successful for them.
Gets to step up in the fight into the cleaver for extra shred on those fights, for both of your AD carries to hit even harder, is of such pivotal importance. So having that Renekton around is definitely a plus. However, Kanavi might get caught in no man's land. He has some backup for now from Sheer and missing.
Shanks managed to steal away that crab. We're only 19.5 minutes into this one. This feels late game. This feels a lot later than it is. Hope. You know, getting caught.
Whole sense of security right there.
Good ult from him and from Kyle, though, to save him.
This is the power of the Renekton, or the Karthus ult, though, is that it actually does help them just win potential all-ins in the side lanes.
Malignance damage as well. Again, great stuff coming in from JDG.
Another Karthus ult.
For some more pocket for Kanavi right there.
How much?
Presses on cooldown, cashes in. Yep.
So he
Not
did
needed
that.
for another, let's say, realistically 3.5 minutes for the next technically fight for an objective.
Yeah, he did
He'll
that
be fine.
about 2010. So I'm going to keep my eyes. Or in fact, we can see the cooldown is 65 minutes away. I didn't realize the observers had clicked him. So a minute till that next one comes up. Ruler court. Why? Keep my eyes. Or in fact, we can see the cooldown is 65 minutes away. Didn't realize the observers had clicked him. So a minute till that next one comes up. Ruler court. About 2010. So I'm gonna.
It's interesting that they actually go for this pick play here.
Didn't realize the observers had clicked him. So a minute till.
So
That next one comes up.
it's interesting that Hope flashes on top of him, because Hope is not going to have flash for the next objective. And Ruler didn't use any sum, so I'm not actually sure that's worth it unless they can convert to Baron. Actually, this is a very good Baron. This is actually a very good play by anyone's Legend. I take it back, because there's no Requiem. And again, they have such a hard time engaging that the turn and kite here should be very good from anyone's Legend. And now Ruler's not there. Yep. Nice, Maokai ult. Just free. Oh my god, he got it. What the hell, man? So Kanavi actually doesn't get Maokai ulted. And he gets... Oh my god, that's so well done by JDG. So let's talk about this. It's so well played by JDG, honestly, to get this steal. So Kanavi doesn't get hit by Maokai ult. Oh, he does. He actually does get hit by Maokai ult somehow, but it's not low enough yet. Kyle is walking forward to W him so that he can't get into pit. He gets stunned by Q, and it just lasts just long enough for Kanavi to get the flash angle, and Kyle is in Twisted Advance right now. He's in Twisted Advance. So the stun actually saves this, and this looks like just a double smite, guys. 1354. This happens so many times in the Hanwha T1 series. But that looks like a double smite. It's just a true 50-50 right there. Where if both junglers are going to smite it at 1354, it's just whoever gets the second smite, right? It's well played by JDG, though. Actually, it wasn't even a double smite. Croco didn't smite. And Karthus dying in pit is obviously super advantageous, because then he could just deal damage.
Kanavi steals the Baron, and JDG,
They did lose all the Baron buffs, though.
They were laughing after this happened. They were happy. They were ecstatic. Not only do they take the Baron away from AL, they also almost win a 4 versus 5. Technically, Ruler was caught.
They thought they were doing a good job. I mean,
one more time.
I'm actually, first off, I'm very surprised that Kanavi got hit by the Maokai ult. He steps just a little bit too far down.
Into the pit, you see Missing
and Kyle tries to get in and W him, but Missing gets the Q, which allows Kanavi to get in. They just messed up their timing. Great rel engage, too. Crazy.
When Karthus dies, he doesn't remain. Flashes in the pit at 1.3k HP. So
fat Renekton Q, too.
And reminder, when Karthus dies,
but you're also in the pit versus a brand ult.
Everyone in the pit, he was able to output so much damage being in his passive.
As a passionate fan in the crowd right there. I'm going to be honest, when Missing and Sheer comboed together in that fight, I thought it was over, but Shanks just kind of stood at the entrance of the Baron pit with his cannon in hand, shooting fish in a barrel. I thought he was playing Tristana, but it looks like a Graves at this rate, because that was just an explosive finish to the fight. 4k lead for JDG, 22 minutes on the clock, and 21 kills on the board. You really couldn't ask for much more, could you? This has been an absolute
They're just putting player comms onto the stream now.
4,000 gold in the lead for JDG, as you mentioned. 3,000 out of all that is on Kanavi's Karthus, that has now finished a 3rd item. Leandris completed for him as well. And again, all eyes on the Dark Requiem, because it's not just been pulled down for the cashing through first strike. Every single time you see Sheer and Ale in the same picture, all alone. A lot of the times Kanavi has pulled the trigger to just trying to make it a very favorable matchup and 1v1 for Sheer on that top side of the map. Now let's see, 50 seconds for the next Dragon, and AL are already dipping into both side river, establishing some vision, taking some control into
BT third for Zeri. I think in this case, like a lot of times you would see an Infinity Edge for more damage. but BT provides more lifesteal because, I mean, the amount of damage that you might be taking from incidental chip damage from Brand is significant. Because otherwise you just take that damage anyway, and then you have to recall home, right, instead of healing off minions.
20 seconds till that comes up. Hope we'll be able to fight for Prio mid. One more Q will finish the job as he rejoins the rest of his team. Ala pushing in that top side as well. Remember, the Jacks only going to get stronger with time in a side lane, but JDG really want to fight for this Drake if they can.
And a few things that are very dangerous for AL right here. Hope does not have his flash or his cleanse available. Does he get caught in one of the wombo combos? Does he get caught by missing? This could be huge right here. The Requiem is going to be used for a long.
Nice zoning ult. Not a good Maokai ult. There's just no follow-up, so you have to just see. For Croco flashes in to ult. Oh my god, Croco saw the angle, dude. Ollie's in the back line now. Oh, really gets hit by the Void Seeker. Wow, I am really surprised that this engage worked. Croco saw the angle. He just does ridiculous damage. I mean, look how much damage this ult does. Missing tries to counter engage, but he's actually looks like he's just rocket. Yeah, he's actually just buster shotted off by Shanks. And Kanavi's just not there, man. Kanavi pieces out. If you're Kanavi, you like, what are they doing? Like, this is a split call here. It is technically a 4 versus 5, but your two carries are over here, getting the brand ult bounce back and forth between them. And then you see it missing re-engaging here, but there's no follow-up to missing's, you know, engage. And then that's going to give Jax time to even get into the back line here. But they did clump up versus Brandon. You have to turn if you're this. If you're playing Karthus, you have to just be willing to die here, I think. It's just Ruler frontlining right now. A split call is what that was. Missing was not on the same. Missing and Sheer were not on the same page as Yagao and Kanavi. They got like nothing. They get nothing out of the Karthus. Like, I know you see 3,000 damage. That's all from the ult.
JDG, they get to push both. They're pushing that mid with Ale as well. What a fantastic
Croco saw the angle, though. Credit to him. I mean, especially when he has Rylai's. It's so annoying because you slow everybody, too. Croco's brand, next level, man. He's down 3,000 gold and still making the clutch plays.
You need to give them a slight misdirection in the fight from JDG. Cost them the entire team fight. Let's watch this again. Croco walks up 300 HP. No problem.
It's just a split call.
Might takes that one. And
I think Missing and Sheer had the right idea. You have to turn here and just sack Karthus and have him do damage. Instead, Yagao and Karthus do no damage.
Right as he slams down. Great flank from Ale as well to pick up any strugglers.
Good flash by Ruler, but it's just not enough. Croco ulted drag, did he? Oh, you're right, he did. I'm actually even more surprised he flashed forward then. Yeah, you're right. There's the ult right there. It was just still bouncing on people. That's why I saw it. It was just still bouncing on people. Brand's so dumb. I agree. Brand is ridiculous. Yes, Kraithen, you're right. Croco ult to drag, then flash QE. I saw the brand ult still on people on the retreat. That's why I thought he used it later, but you were right.
Fantastic fight for them. JDG looked like chickens with their necks cut in this fight. They didn't know whether they wanted to go forward or backwards. They seemed very confused. And AL, that's all you need to give them. A slight misdirection in the fight from JDG cost them the entire team fight. Let's watch this again. Croco walks up 300 HP. No problem. Presses Might takes that one. And look how everyone gets poked out by a fantastic ultimate right here by Croco. The second Missing gets an insane engage. He's dead right as he slams down. Great flank from Ale as well to pick up any strugglers into the backline. Great team fight from AL after all.
Oh no, Yagao's caught. Oh, Yagao.
Wait, what?
No.
I like how we just come out of every replay and somebody's just getting caught in a side lane.
Take it apart at the Dragon. It's a third Drake for AL, and now Yagao caught out in the side lane for no reason at all. And pocket change, Kanavi.
He's trying so hard, you know, every single time. I already see that pink goal difference is between the mid laners and the junglers. It's Shanks versus Kanavi at this point. 3 items for Tristana, 3 items for Kanavi. I already see that pink rod.
Aren't enough players on because this has just been. Shanks has been really He's massive on that Garthus. He really cannot be counted out.
And Baron is the place that you definitely want to be fighting when you are the Karthus. You can take this down so quickly. You've got double AD carry, you've got Cleaver onto that Renekton as
Yeah,
well.
they can't actually take this super fast.
Karthus 6 down, missing with an insane position.
Question is, can they live afterwards? Against Maokai and Brandult. There it is.
As well. This could be a huge fight for them. Karthus 6 down, missing with an insane position right there.
Void Seeker, Maokai ult, Brandult. Dear God, all is engaged though. Great flank. I mean, this is really well set up by anyone's legend. Oh, look at that, dude. That's the Dream Jack's 4-man stun.
Decisive answer to JDG's.
It's probably the end of the game, right? They have a minion wave. Oh, they're trolling. They're trolling. They're trolling. They have a minion wave, and they have a minion wave and a super blast cone. And look at that, by the way, guys. Shanks flashed to get to the blast cone and then was knocked back by Krako. He flashed for that. His team is trolling him. Krako trolls him. Look at this. Shanks is like, I'm gonna come. Let's end the game. I'm Tristana. I can kill turrets really fast. Nope. Super blast cone back. Waste flash. Couldn't easy bean. No, he has no TB.
Could they potentially be looking for an end here?
Kanavi flashed out. He didn't flash in. Dude, we call that. You know what I don't understand? I don't understand why all of the Karthus players, this includes like Inspired was doing this and LCS, you know, flash the fuck in as Kanavi. None of them want to nut up. He literally flashes out of this fight. Just die. Just die to save your team. You know what I mean? Everybody gets so precious about their Dark Seal stacks. It's like you'll get more. I hate it, man. I hate, dude, Inspired was playing the most vegan Karthus I've ever seen in LCS, like flashing out of every fight. It was gross. Like, just die if you're Karthus. Like, just die, sit there, zone for the rest of your team while you're dead, so they escape. Instead, you just lose the game. Anyone Legends actually probably pretty lucky that they could still end the game here with how they just trolled Shanks.
20 seconds on the respawns, and there is a minion wave to work with. Shanks immediately gets onto the tower, and just a great team fight coming out from AL. Everybody pitching in.
Sorry, they still death timers were still long enough. It didn't matter, but that was pretty troll for him to flash and then Krako to boom him back with the Chemtech blast cone.
Goes into the column for AL.
The bans. There's only 6 that can be done. It's so far so good. They do have long range engage with the Ashe as well. However,
Fine.
in terms of Brand and Ashe.
All right, guys, I gotta pee. I'll be back. Oh, good. Renekton's banned. Really needed that one. All right. Ezreal banned against Ruler. Seems pretty reasonable. Blue B1 Leona. And you give up the Ashe brand, and you still have Braum up as a Leona counter. So seems suspicious.
Range compared to a lot of other ranged carries. So
We're blinding Yone. Okay, we're going to ban Ziggs here, which, of course, like, this is necessary just because Hope has been playing a lot of Ziggs, and Ziggs Leona is a strong lane, so of course you want to take that off the table, especially when you see the Yone in the mid lane. They're going to take the Jax out as well. Not really sure that's necessary. You could obviously run a very successful, like, Brand Kennen Ashe composition. Ruler going back to Lucian, who we haven't seen that much of recently. Kennen blind here.
This is all in. This composition only has one direction.
Oh yeah, do the MF. Do the MF.
Very good at finding those flanks.
Yeah, do the MF. AL has been the team that's been doing the MF. Just bully the lane. Wombo combo central. Holy moly. Kennen ult, MF ult. And look, I didn't like this necessarily against when we saw them play it. Yep, 18. Shear's 18 years old, by the way. Definitely 18. When we saw them play this against NIP.
We'll see what the reply into the Kennen is. Poppy gets quite poked down.
But if you can bait out ults, they can't really team fight. Like, it is so press R dependent.
Make sure that whatever champion you pick has a little bit of self-agency in terms of getting out of all
huge amounts of engage, too. I mean, you have two forms of non-committal engage in Sejuani and Leona ults. Huge flanking potential. I mean, this comp for AL, if, like, you hit one combo, the game can just end. This is a pick composition, by the way, coming in. So it's Lucian in the mid lane because we're on to our tier 3 mid 80 carries like Lucian and Varus. So this is a great pick composition, though. Great pick with Ashe Arrow and with TF TP. So if you can intercept somebody before they can actually get the ult combo. But if AL is on an objective, if they are on drag and you are trying to play into them with this composition, is just over. So this is a pick comp. You need to be able to get picks here. You need to be able to use Vision and TF ult in order to intercept people before they can wombo you.
Space that engage for your team. However, this time around you have a Braum. So even though JDG want to play into that engaging team, again there are 3 sitting duck carries. If we're looking at those team fights, I feel like flashes are going to be that #1 thing we're looking at for JDG if they want to make it out alive out of these 5v5s.
We've got to see something special here from JDG to pull off this composition. It's a powerful composition if they can pilot it. We need to see.
It's a very powerful pick comp. Dude, I still fucking love what Thorin said about the AL logo, where it looks like the panda's head is just in a wok. You know, this is the wok handle right here. And his hat is the wok lid, and it's just pushing the panda's head into the wok. Just cooking that panda.
It's a little bit simpler of a game plan. Let's see if they can execute and go 4-0 in the Ascent group. I think that was the very end of the Gios. Yeah. Oh, hang on, JDG. They're starting strong. They're starting as they mean to go on. Ala maybe has a 6th sense, just feels the need to move away from the top side. I don't know if that was just a shiver down his spine or what, but Ala, he doesn't even know
that's
what
in
he's
the
away
brand
from.
level ones.
Yeah, Sheer was just walking out with a gold card right there. Pretty good to point out as well, double exhaust on the side of JDG. That is kind of huge for them. Shax is going to be diving forwards. Ali's going to be diving forwards. If you can exhaust them in time before they get their combo down, you could very easily save your backline for JDG and then play from there. Again, so much self-agency when it comes to the carries of JDG, the gold cards and the exhaust coming from the TF, Yagao on the Lucian, pretty slippery on those fights. And then you also have a Braum that will be protecting you a lot from the all-ins. And it's all up to AL to find the correct angles to burn summoners first and then go for the all-in.
See how this mid lane goes as well. We've seen a lot of Yone versus Corki in the mid lane. Yone versus Lucian, a matchup we've seen a lot less of. You'd imagine is once you hit that level 6, just like with most Yone lanes, that's when you start to find that kill pressure available to you.
Okay, so level 1 in bot.
Sparring in the bottom side for level 2, but Ashbrom, the level 1 is just obscenely strong, isn't it? It's so difficult to fight against Ashbrom early in a lane.
Yeah, for anyone who's playing. Oh,
Okay, level
pretty
2
difficult to
hit.
play against.
So Hawkshot will spot out Croco in the top side. Full information.
Yep,
to
so I
work
do
with
see
here.
Croco, so they know where he is in terms of his jungle pathing. They'll know that that is his 4th camp. So it gives them good timing. Like, it's very good timing as they hit level 2 so that Sheer is aware of when the gank timing could possibly happen, which is going to be like, you know, 3:10 or so.
A very quiet start to this one, and I kind of want to indoctrinate anyone who has just recently tuned in that's missed the first couple of games of this series, that's been missing some of this split. You may not know the name AL. You may not know about anyone's legend if you're not an avid LPL watcher. Well, these guys have really come out of the woodwork. They used to be the Rogue Warriors. They turned into AL a couple of years ago, but they've always been towards the bottom of the scoreboard. And this split, they've managed to pick up this roster of XWE talent with Ala coming over from EDG as well. And now they look like a team that could contend for the top of the table. Kanavi spotted on a ward. Ala now setting
They're still going for this.
to move into this top side. Flashes for double marks, but he went way too far forward.
Wow, it's actually really nice. I didn't notice this before. So one of the great things about TF Top is that you have a lot of flexibility on your second summoner spell after flash, because you're not going to take TP because you have your ults, right? And so what this means is sometimes we see cleanse, sometimes we see ghost, sometimes we see, in this case, exhaust, right? Which is great because now you actually have double exhaust on this team. So you're always going to have an exhaust versus Ale's Kennen, which is really, really clutch for potential team fights later on. So they really just misjudged their ability to all in with this composition, because he flashes, but he's already exhausted, and then he just gets stun locked. Croco's not there. Kanavi saw his flash up. He's going to get stunned again. He's going to get, I mean, he's just dead. What a terrible play by AL. For both Kennen and Yone, yes, true. Airbrid, that is very true. You also have it for Yone. Double exhaust is actually huge.
But the exhaust coming in clutch for Sheer. Great stuff right there. Has the golden card. We'll be able to pull out this time around. But again, a reminder, the fact that you do have exhaust means that you do not have teleport to get back into your lane. So Sheer is going to miss out on quite a bit.
It's all right. Sure, we'll make that trade. It's a very good trade for them.
Ale pokes with Q into the bush, showing Kanavi that they know he's there. The second he flashes in to get that stun onto Kanavi, Sheer instantly exhausts him, mitigating a lot of that upfront damage that Kennen would have in this scenario, and leaving Croco all alone. Tatsuani versus double carry cannot really do much. Gets severely outranged once Kanavi's flashed away as well. Very hard to catch up on.
I have to say as well, like, I think even without the exhaust, I'm not sure Ala can realistically do a lot more there with the flash forward for just a stop.
No, he can't. He would have died even without exhaust.
Feel like a bit of an overextension,
but it's possible that Kanavi would have died also if they didn't exhaust him.
Himself a little bit of a CS.
They get a double at least.
But Sheer's back up to the top side. The kill is plenty for him. 500 gold lead for him and for Kanavi and the junglers. Shanks is starting to find some really nice trades on this Yone. Starting to impact that mid lane. Yak out of mana, so really difficult for him to pressure in the way he'd like.
And I feel like the trades with like Yone and Corki and whatever AD carry pretty much go the same way. Yone will get bullied level 1 and level 2, and you can have very, very favorable trades after level 3 using that shield. The fact that you do not necessarily have mana to expend to push down that wave, and you have Lucian who actually has to use a bunch of that mana to pressure in that wave and could get punished for that. Croco on the long way around looking for Sheer. Ale has been poked down quite a bit, but he's level 6.
That's the 1v1 that Sheer wants right now. Hope found at the bottom side. Exhaust lands, and that's the concussive blows as well. Stun comes in. Cleanse is good, and he's
oh, they couldn't quite kill him.
That's the 1v1 that Sheer wants right now. Hope found at the bottom side. Exhaust lands, and that's the concussive blows.
Wow, he actually saves Cleanse to Captain Jack the Braum.
Survives as well, Everyone 100 HP as now Kale moves into the
Shear's
bottom side
dead
as well.
somehow.
Blows as well. Stun comes in. Cleanse is good and he stands behind the tower. Missing survives as well. Everyone 100 HP as now.
Is Kyle flashing this? Is Kyle flashing this? No.
In the meantime, I think the dive went through onto Sheer in the end and set up for a kill onto Allah.
Not sure how much of a dive that was as they're looking for Shanks in the mid lane. He's going to have to ult away from this
Probably
fight.
gets one grub here. Yeah, he's gonna have to
Croco
peace out.
doing void grabs right there, but Ali's like literally 1 HP. Has to reset, which gives a lot of
Flash for the stun. Ruler flashes the Zenith Blade, but it does not.
What a weird game. Like the support is just gone. The support is just gone. Like Braum just goes into river.
They're gonna catch Croco.
I guess he's thinking that, oh, we need to fight this. But the thing is, I think this is a mistake because the wave is crashing here. You're going to be able to bully them out because remember, there is no ult on the Kennen. And Sheer is walking back into lane, so you actually don't need to cover mid. Also, Shanks just used his ult to get out, so they're not going to contest these. They're not going to contest these grubs. They're going to take one and leave. And you're not actually covering the dive bot side. So I think missing makes a little bit of a mistake here.
Like literally 1 HP. He's gonna have to.
He's going for fruits because he was low. Oh, you're right. Yeah, he does go for fruits, but he's still motioning up to cover grubs.
Grabs right there, but Ali's like literally. Shanks in the mid lane is gonna have to.
Because the thing about this is that I think ultimately the genesis of the play is that he's going topside. Because as soon as they realize that they're securing grubs, he starts a recall, and then he's like, oh shit, they're diving my bot lane. So he definitely was trying to cover the grubs take.
For the stun, Ruler flashes the Zenith Blade, but it does not matter at all.
What is going on?
Happy to tank that one. Hope we'll get a bunch of plate holders on Kanavi. Getting the grubs in the top side. I mean, will we ever get a replay of any of that? We're still somehow even in this game with all of this chaos going on.
Maybe we'll get all of them, starting with the dive.
Nice stun. Ollie's there. Croco should be able just to Q in. Nice. Bait the flash and then put the Q in.
From his tower, therefore, whoever overextended to kill Sheer would take that tower shot, and it was so close to taking out Ale with him. However, now they know no exhaust, no flash. They're looking for him again this time around. Kanavi has hit level 6. He's ready to defend his top laner.
Croco's 6 as well, though. If Sheer mispositions, he has no flash available.
I think they know. The fact that Sheer's pressure so aggressively.
Both teams definitely know what's going on here. Unfortunately for Sheer, this is going to push towards Croco. Combo onto Al. I mean, he's dead before he even gets to move.
He doesn't even have ult.
Definitely know what's going on here. Unfortunately for Sheer, this is going to push.
He doesn't even have ult.
Combo onto Al. I mean, he's dead before he even gets to move.
Well, okay, then no flash, no ult. I guess he just dies.
I don't think Ale knew. I thought they were playing sort of the mind game of I know, you know that, you know that, I know that, you know that I know, but both junglers are up top lane and we're waiting for each other to walk forward so we can get caught. But I feel like Ale didn't know that he knew that they knew that he knew. Yeah, that was unfortunate.
He's been outnode. Croco has to sweep up a wave top as well because Ale is going to miss out on a great many minions. It's a bit of an XP lead for Sheer. The CS lead still in favor of Ale from
No, he couldn't see Kanavi.
A bunch of minions, but not good for the little Yordle in the top side. And Ale, some uncharacteristic mistakes this game on the Kennen.
Yeah, we had a few iterations in game number 1, I think, in which cost the game, actually, to AL being caught onto these Jaxos on the top side of the map. With an JDG finishing the game right after this. Now, very importantly, Hope was playing Ashe over in game 1. Heat-seeking ultimates every single time, and Ruler has just hit level 6. We're expecting to see a lot of globals being thrown around on the map. Kanavi. I feel like Kanavi and Croco have been leaving the brand free onto the top lane.
This is the least 1v1 top lane matchup I think I've ever seen. Permanently, there is one of the junglers in the brush. Kanavi can't quite move up because the minion wave is too far up there.
Oh, he'll get spotted now. Oh, wasn't spotted, okay.
There's no wards, didn't get spotted, moves into the third.
Yeah, it actually looks like he might be coming through the river as well as they clear that ward. So he's just covering the top side.
Pathing towards the top side. He's still a while away, just headed towards Wolves now as the all-in comes out from
oh my god, Ollie got baited so hard.
Sheer looks for the gold card and will find it. One more Q and Kanavi Kanavi grabs a bonus.
He got baited so hard. Exhaust again. Exhaust again. So much value. Why does he keep going all in on these exhaust attempts? Ollie's cannon has been rough, man.
Still a while away. Just headed towards Wolves now as the all-in comes out from Allah, but
he's also in a giant minion line taking a bunch of damage.
and he's been outsmarted. Sheer looks for the gold
Gets hit by the brand ult as well. Oh, God.
Kanavi grabs a bonus.
Kanavi is making sure that Sheer gets ahead of the game in this one. On the TF, having that strong side lane pressure. They do have the 2 void grabs as well. Making sure that this TF is strong. If they do secure 4 or more, he could be a very threatening side lane pressure for JDG. Now, when you see Sejuani being 20 CS up on a brand, then you start wondering what the brand has been doing the entirety of this game. And the answer here is that Kanavi has had 100% kill participation. 4 kills already, 9 minutes in. You could not say this to me in spring for JDG.
So Krako's supposed to be doing mid lane. Mid has no cleanse. It's not only that he has no cleanse, it's that it's Sejuani. Even if he did have cleanse, it's still Sejuani Yone. And yes, and with a roaming Leona. Like, the Lucian should not be able to live. I agree.
JDG just brute forcing plays at the top side.
Lucian has also been pushed up quite significantly.
Just sit in the top lane rushes. Try and shut down Alec.
Oh, Shanks is winning the lane, surprisingly.
Tabe watching this one from the sidelines with bated breath. He's transformed this AL team, moved over from BLG. Well, I guess there was a little gap in between there, but most to make sure that AL know who they are. AL?
I just want to point out that Kanavi is the only person on the entire Rift with an entire item completed. Leandri's already done. Anyone who face checks this brand loses more than half their HP. Croco was the witness of that. He can 100% confirm whatever allegations are through about the damage of Kanavi. And again, he's been one of the main carries for JDG through that jungle. He's genius. He's pathing. The way we have set him up in this particular team, the way that he plays around the fights, the way he plays around the map. He sacrificed so much in this early game, not only to get his top laner ahead, but of course to get himself ahead. Game number 2, he couldn't quite carry on his own. However, right now, he definitely has the tools to do that together with Sheer.
I felt like the first game as well, it was him and Ruler in combination that really made the difference for JDG. Sure. And like in a game like this, when you got Twisted Fate versus a Kennen in the side lane, like whoever wins this matchup, whoever gets ahead, they are going to continue to win that side lane for a very long time. So really important to get Sheer a lead, sacrifices his own lead in the jungle in terms of CS to make sure his top lane is ahead. Just happened to also get 2 kills along the way. So he's also ahead in gold in that jungle. So that's a nice little bonus for him. As AL get the priority in the top side, they get priority mid, and they get themselves some grubs. So that'll be 4 grubs for AL to get Sheer a lead, sacrifices his own lead in the jungle in terms of CS to make sure his top lane is ahead. Just happened to also get themselves some grubs.
It's interesting that they actually get the 4 grubs against the brand. Krako sneaking in and stealing that grub there earlier was really impactful on the first one. It's very hard to take away any one of the first 3 grubs from brand.
Later on, if you can keep that TF at bay, you could potentially have a scenario where he has bailed them out of very fishy situations, especially in game number 2. So he could definitely be the difference maker on a side lane. Just depends how far ahead Sheer gets compared to the items onto this Yone. Especially you can play that Yone from distance. You've got the exhaust as well. However, for now, they're gonna stick to
side lane threat from the Yone is pretty enormous, I think.
From JDG, they do have a bunch of vision.
All right, so now we get to see whether it's going to be Wombo or Pick that is going to rule the day.
If they get an angle, Protobelt or Rocket Belt, sorry, for Al, you know, I don't know when.
I'll actually going for the Rocket Belt first instead of like everybody else, the Leandries. I mean, Leandries would be incredibly silly even in the 1v1 in the TF.
I don't know. That just feels like the right name to me.
Do you still say Tabbies?
I do still say
Tabbies are goated.
I'm trying to say the correct name. I'm trying to say plate steel counts because, you know, I'm a commentator. I just find it hard. It's still Tabbies in my head. Ala on the front line here.
Wow, well played by Kyle. Holy shit, well played by Kyle. Look how well Kyle plays this. ease in, gets position, then flash cues Kanavi because they know they have to stop the brand. And then Kanavi flashes. He flashes the Glacial Prison, which is pretty nice for him. Sheer, however, actually just he gates directly into the Sejuani slow. So that's a bit rough. But Shanks isn't here. Shanks isn't here. His TP was... Oh, his TP was so far away. Also, Heartbreaker, they didn't actually get missing down there. If Shanks is there, I think AL wins that. Oh, man. Shanks TP is so bad.
I just find it hard. It's still tabbies in my head.
His TP is late, and his TP is on the turret. Oh, he had a ward, dude. He had a ward to TP on. If he was in the middle of this fight, man. Ah, Shanks, man. You threw it.
He's had a rough series, but he redeems himself. Shanks forced away, and JDG come out on top.
Oh my god, missing right there was huge onto this.
There is a flash forwards onto Kanavi, but he just flashes back out. The Pyroclasm bouncing around the team. And there's a flank from Yagao.
Missing over the wall, though, helps get the kill onto Hope even after the flash. It's a great Braum ult.
Shanks forced away, and JDG come out on top.
Oh my god, missing right there was huge onto this probe. Not only did he soak up so much pressure, he forced Hope to overextend and flashes through the wall. Incredible stuff from the support of JDG. Not only do they win this fight, but they also grab that Rift Herald again.
Ah, man, the Shanks TP. Oh, so close.
Looking on the side, there is a TP onto Ale. The tower will still stand for.
But I mean, this is the kind of play, like, if you can get the man advantage, like, the pick potential is absolutely huge, right? Ale just completely gets bopped there because he gets caught out. He gets exhausted, right? He gets hit by Brandel, is just bouncing around. Sheer flash gold cards him. And then Yagao comes in, and then Sheer also gets the second exhaust on Ale, so he never really has a chance to use his ultimate. It's really well played by JDG. I credit to the read on that. Double exhaust onto Ale. Flash forward to take him out.
He forced Hope to overextend and flashes through the wall. Incredible stuff from the support of JDG. Not only do they
very bad TP from Shanks, though. That's a shame.
Rift Herald again. Such of pivotal importance is that Rift Herald. Croco is looking on the side. There is a TP onto Ale. The tower will still stand for quite a while, but I don't think you want to take a TP onto this tower that's dying. There is a ward behind them. But it's just not quite going to be the play that AL are calling for.
I'm glad, to be honest. I'm not sure that would have been a winning play if they'd committed there. Let's take another look at this fight, because it starts really aggressive for AL, but unfortunately, TP behind makes it tough.
Oh, great flash from Kanavi to do.
Kanavi also, they just don't get the chain CC onto Kanavi. So really crucially right here, you get the flash Q, but there's a window of time before the Leona and the Sejuani ults come in where he's able to flash so he doesn't get stun locked. So the CC chain isn't there, otherwise that could have ended very differently as well. But well played by Sheer and Yagao and Kanavi to get the kill into Ale.
Hope is way too far forward and ends up getting punished as well. Great stuff right here from JDG, and props to Yagao for finding that flank too.
It's not often you see a flanking Lucian, is it? It's not often that's the win condition for a fight.
No, I do think the flanking Lucian is good here though, because you need to pick off somebody with a combo of TF and Lucian damage. You need to burst them. And also, flanking is just very powerful because it prevents you from all getting hit by like MF or Yone or Kennen ults. Like they want you to cluster and group up. Okay, they're trolling. They're trolling. AL's trolling.
And now the return damage missing, gets a knock-up, jumps over to the rest of his team. How are they still surviving this one? The burn on Croco, he'll fall as the bowler.
It's actually so bad. This fight is just so bad for AL. They know Shanks is topside with no TP because he just had that bad TP. And now you're just trying to fight them. You get hit. You get caught out. You get hit. Ale has no rocket belt anymore. He still's got ult, but this is the pick that you want, right? And Sheer's able just to walk up there. Kyle has to go in to cover for Ale's boo-boo. Missing plays that super well. He Braum ult, so they never even get close enough to use Kennen ult. Then the gold card comes in onto Kennen, so there's just no follow-up. And they split up over the MF ult, too. It's really well done by JDG.
It's a disaster for AL.
But super bad engaged by AL there.
As well to stop the advance from the Kennen. A Kennen that has
Sure, having a great game, man.
Available, ready to go. Great stuff from the rookie top player from JDG. Understanding the situation right there, helping his team through the wall. And again, I think it's the first time I'm going to say this series.
Kroko was holding on to ult the whole time. No, I think Kroko's ult was down. Because it was down from where he missed his ult onto the flashing Kanavi in the last fight. It's down right now. He gets ult up later in this fight. So no, he wasn't holding ult.
Extend that, pressing down in that bottom lane as the rest of the team sets up for a pick on the top side. I don't know why we're looking at Shanks right now. There's a fight going on. Kael just about surviving for a second, and he actually walks away. And now the return damage missing, gets a knock-up, jumps over to the rest of his team. How are they still surviving this one?
Terrible MF ult, though. Yeah, he basically used the Glacial Prism when it came off cooldown.
Great gold card through the wall from Sheer as well to stop.
Shanks really played well this game. Well, his TP was not good. His lane went very well.
Great stuff from the rookie top player from JDG. Understanding the situation right there, helping his team through the wall. And again, so much of that damage. Now watch here, because Ale is ready to go in. The gold card is going to hit right there, dissuading any sort of advance.
They did such a good job of controlling Ale.
And AL, Hope, and Ale have to back off of this play. 2-1 now onto Ruler. It could be really grim in the next fights to come, but right now that they're ahead, they can very easily dictate the pace of the game. That's exactly what they're doing.
And I feel like the goal there for AL was to try and set up Ala to have a big ult, to have this big sort of AoE team fight. Whereas you kind of accidentally set up for dodges away. Brand, and he's absolutely massive. Okay, Sheer in trouble. Destiny available, but with Shanks in range,
nah, he's just gonna get stunned.
To get that ultimate off. Dodges away, and he actually might get it over.
Oh my god, I can't believe that he got that.
Available, but with Shanks in range, there's no way for Sheer to get that ultimate off. Dodges away, and he actually might
oh, dude, I can't believe he escaped. Holy shit.
Destiny, he's out of there. No way for Sheer to get that ultimate off.
Shanks did troll it though, you're right. You have to wait for him to ult. Like, why did he use R right there? He had a teammate coming up.
Destiny available, but with Shanks in range, there's no way for Sheer to get that ultimate.
Like, you could literally just use Soul Unbound right here and then wait for him to ult and then wait for Kennen to show up. He did troll that.
Gold card Destiny, he's out of there.
Good reaction from Sheer though. Just seeing the ult.
He did not feel a single thing. Very well played. No flash, no exhaust available. All he had to do was just dodge the ult from Yone that would pin him in place, and then the follow-up CC would land from Kennen. Great stuff. Again, the development, the trust, the process of getting him as a starter top laner for JDG when you have a legendary name such as
That was silly though.
Sitting on the bench speaks miles when
especially when you commit the TP and you know that Kennen is coming. You can just corral him forever there. You know what I mean? Like, what are they gonna do? Are they gonna TP a Lucian in there? Of course not. You win that 2v2. So who cares? I mean, you hope they actually TP the Lucian in there.
He's the one that's run away.
It was him trying to make the play on Sheer just a moment ago. Ala, no ultimate available. Yagao happy to back away as the rapid fire cannon gold card comes through. And Sheer takes yet another 4-1-3. What a statement game from JDG's top laner.
Absolutely.
He was gold card. He couldn't have held and hit after he ultied. Yeah, he was trying to buy time for Kennen to get there. That's the thing.
Absolutely. From the entirety of JDG, I'm just going to...
And yes, I think he actually can. I think if he's gold carded, it's not going to give TF enough time to TP.
In general, again, they're a team that they're so good at team fights. They're so good. But they're a team that plays it more slow. He had to already pre-charge the ultimate, dodges the ult, and then ults away. Again, great stuff. The top lane of JDG. Thinking that Herald was the top side of the map. Didn't do much damage. However, JDG are finding themselves in a 5,000 gold lead right here. Majority of that, I wanted to say he's on their carry, but they have 4.
All right, gold card
So,
maximum stun duration is
only
2
don't know majority
seconds.
of that would be on their carries. 3K almost.
I'm not sure what the
gold lead
channel
on the
time
top side of
is
the map.
on.
Kanavi sacrificing his jungle to get his top laner ahead has spade dues.
Not sure what the channel time is on gate.
It didn't even really cost him that much in the end. Yagao.
Channels for 1.5 seconds before, so maybe he could have. It's going well, Simoons. Do you ever miss casting the LCK? Yeah, it was fun, but I don't want that job back.
Side, but he doesn't know that there are 2 people in the brush behind him. That's a whole lot of lightning, and that's an easy kill for AL.
Yeah, that was a little bit of an overextension right there from Yagao. You saw JDG sort of hovering towards the bolt side of Crocos quadrant. The missing was just about setting up the vision, so you definitely did not know where majority of the AL members were. A little bit of overextension from Yagao, gets instantly punished by AL. They really need those skills to start coming through. They want to get back into this game again. Their team fighting composition is insane.
But regardless, I think you can absolutely just, you can zone TF backwards into the cannon, right? I think there's a way to make that play without him ulting.
Fighting composition is insane.
Ruler is caught in the jungle. That was a destiny coming out from Sheer to try and save the day. And he comes.
They want to get back into this game again. Their team fighting composition is insane.
Ruler is caught in the jungle. That was a destiny coming out from Sheer to try and save the day. And he comes in to go 1-for-1. And now
Sheer's still having a mega game, guys. Oh, the last auto, dude. So that was the stack deck passive right there. 2, 3. Stack deck passive is up. Gold card into auto. Stack deck procs. Boom.
That was miraculous from Sheer, and now Baron is up on the map. Crocco's in the area. Does JDG want to pull the trigger on this? Hope's moving over, and suddenly concussive plays is there. Kanavi flashes forward. Pillar of Flame comes in. Pyroclasm to get the passive burning.
Oh my god. Crocco didn't block the Braum Q. Oh, the flash. Beautiful. Beautiful flash by missing. Damn, they actually are really good at playing this pick comp. I mean, basically AL is just never getting the wombo, right? And Ale is just never in a fight.
400 gold bounty on top of his head. Let's watch this replay once again. Ruler, he's just storming through his jungle. He's going towards the top side of the map to try and stop Yone from pushing down the tower. And while Leona appears and Sheer with a very clutch flash gold card into the exhaust to stop Yone dead in his tracks. Not only is it the Leona that gets the kill onto the Ashe, but the Leona dies as well. And then the overextension from Hope. Hope, I think he's just missing the play right here completely. There are 3 members of JDG into this river. He's just walking in without the protection of any member. Right here just about blocks the Q coming in from Braum. It's not going to be the case. Tries to defend his AD carry, loses his own life. JDG will try.
Huge flash there by missing, though.
And you see the bullet time come through at the last second there just to try and find anything, but Braum just chokes up Unbreakable. It's not even like many shots of the bullet time came through, but even if they had, they wouldn't have mattered. Sheer is the ace up the sleeve of JDG this game. Phenomenal start from Kanavi to get him ahead, and boy, has that investment paid. The Kennen game from him earlier on in the series, I'm starting to question how much I'd been complimenting this player, but showing us why he's been receiving so many compliments, showing us why he's been such a potent pickup for JDG. Solar Flare in the mid lane. Yagao kind of caught out, flashes over, interactors and will survive. Missing now, looks for a re-engage. Destiny comes on through and Hope has nowhere to go. JDG, they're just running AL around the map.
However, for this play, they had to give up their Baron buff on that bot lane wave. Yeah, and it's going to get completely killed off by Ale. Only the cannon miner is going to survive.
Oh, Ale.
The lightning rat has found its trap, and the cannon is...
wave.
Hope has nowhere to go. JDG, they're just running AL around the map.
However, for this play, they had to give up...
Ale ults the wave, but he can't actually kill it because there's a TB available. And there's Baron buff, and now they oh dude, he rocket belts forward. Ah, bleh, bleh, Ale.
is still tanking up the tower, so JDG might just end the game here. They've got 35 seconds on the death timer of Allah. Reset from Sheer, no, cancels that one. It will just be the inhib, but a Drake up as well, so JDG, I mean, they find just such a huge advantage. We're only 23 and a half minutes in.
Yeah, and I feel like Shanks was also in his own mission trying to take that top lane inhibitor. He took the tower, couldn't quite enough get the inhibitor. Gekao had already back to base. JDG, take that kill right there. I have a feeling they could have taken much more if Sheer had not ulted into that mid lane, because Hope was pretty dead to right.
Yeah, all I did on that first all-in was just really bad. He went in way too early. Like, the coordination between him and Krako has been pretty garbage.
Use his ultimate to completely take care of that wave, or it would have been much more trouble for AL. They're trying desperately to create opportunities. In reality,
I think of all of that, the standard port of call when there's so much presence in that top side would be TPs or anything like that from Allah.
Are we really playing for Baron number 2? JG being super
that's
cautious.
the leadership you're expecting from someone like Kanavi. Knows exactly the angles that AL would probably try to pull a desperation play at this point. 6,000 gold.
Oh, that's an arrow.
Deficit. The arrow's flying. I don't think it's hitting. It's not going to be the case. Yagao was ready to pounce.
I don't see him.
They're not gonna quite find Ale in this brushing. He's gonna take the teleport out. Like up by J. There is no flash.
Somewhat of a flank, but spotted on a blue ward. And Missing happy to step up and be the one to block.
Just came home from vacation. 8 banger games I should catch up on from a week back. I would say like T1 versus Hanwha was pretty fun. Or are they finally getting the Wombo? I forgot that MF was in this game because MF has done nothing the whole game. So he misses his E and then has to flash Q in on Leona. Alright, so Ollie gets in there. Oh, nice block on the MF ult with the Braum shield. They're dead. Really just kills them all now.
This is brutal gameplay from JDG.
JDG are beating AL in their own game. Proactivity.
Ask questions of Flandre in the previous iteration of the roster. JDG found Sheer.
That's still a pretty fun series though, guys.
And oh my.
Look at Sheer. Definitely 18 years old, by the way. By the way, guys, Sheer is literally so small that they had to zoom his camera in. Look at the size of his chair compared to the frame, compared to everybody else on his team. Sheer is so small. Look at this guy. Oh my god.
My lord, is it working out? He looks incredible. AL find their first loss in the group as JDG redeem themselves in the eyes of the fans.
Look how small he is, guys.
Lord, is it working out? He looks incredible. AL find their first loss in the group as JDG redeem themselves.
Look at him.
In the eyes of the
How is he supposed to? How is anybody supposed to believe this guy is 18?
I love the fact that the most emotion that you see from JDG
Look at him.
always comes from Missing, having the biggest smile every time JDG wins. But I could see a tiny little smirk on Sheer's face. So satisfied with his performance and absolutely.
All right, time for some garbage, guys. Which game was first? I want to watch G2. Nope, not that one. Not that one. We'll watch that. We'll watch SK Fnatic tomorrow.
I thought I was like, I could like give myself a 5. And now
All right, you want me to watch the end of Mad Lions BDS? I do need to watch this series as well. I haven't seen it yet.
Oh no, Northless. I mean, your staple.
We'll
players
just
are gonna
watch
be
the end of
Atlas
this
or
one.
Braum, pretty typically second rotation.
All right, what's going on at the end of this game? 13 to 21.
We're never
Okay,
stopping.
40 minutes
Sure.
in.
As
Chemtech
long as
Soul
the
for
next
Mad.
one stands, no one is out of this game.
Mirwin is dead for some reason.
Is there, it's all- I don't know.
Oh, well, I guess I skipped too far forward. How does Mirwin die?
Oh my, wow. I mean, there's not much to break down.
Push.
How does Frescovi die? Wait, everybody's just getting picked off one by one?
For sure, that was gonna be the angle. Alvaro. Turn it back.
No!
Now the double lady carry starting to step up. The Labrov is still standing. Alvaro's giving his life. That's the reset for
He-
Ice. Rocket
He
continues.
jumps in and they give him a reset. Oh my god, they had
Push
Elder.
back.
They had Elder
The
Dragon.
game is still going.
And Adam was dead.
Baby, we're not leaving.
They can't end. They have Chemtech Soul and Elder, and one's dead. I thought for sure.
Mirwin built Sterix? Why would he build... He built Sterix on Cassante?
Alvaro, turn it back. They're caught out. Now the double lady carry starting to step up. The Labrov is still standing. Alvaro's giving his life. That's the reset for Ice. Rocket continuing. Movement speed is there. Frescovi with the knockback. Smart play, but it might cost him. Still just trying to retreat, desperate to get away from those rockets.
Wait,
Falk.
Jumping forward. Nuke shutdown is there.
They can just
Oh my god, they get Baron.
Supa's here.
I mean, they're still against Elder.
Oh, Yo-Yo's
Supa's
alive.
so strong.
They're,
It's gonna
they're
wear off in 30
nervous.
seconds. There's no way that he can steal this. Surely not. Like, this is just a Baron for BDS.
Supa jumped over this wall once before in a highly questionable grub fight. Will he do it again here? No. We'll just hope you have no other plans. We live in this game now. Rockhat or fight. Wait, with Baron happened. They were hitting each other.
Mirwin's trying to make a play. He literally just gets rooted and dies for no reason. Why does he have Sterix?
Wait, with Baron now, can't BDS just run it down mid?
You would think, but nothing is sure. As long as the Nexus stands, no one is out of this game.
We have double Zephyr. We are in the late game now. For sure, they can just run it down and end. No, they are so strong at this point.
For the killer, bro, the wall is TP from Frescovi for a very extended flank.
I thought he was going to try and end, but...
Wait, I went back, so we're back to like even in gold right now.
Squishy.
They have just...
I mean, they're even in gold all the way here.
Again, the
Where
reset
is this
comes
mythical
behind it.
10k gold gap? Oh, right here.
Flash for Sheo, crucially, cannot
BDS
get
just
to
need
the
a
pit.
steal. That's all.
Getting lower, trying to lock up Mirwin. Alvaro trying to kick the fight off. Frescovi instantly jumping in. So much damage coming out from the Tristana. Nice
Dude,
throw going
Frescovi
to
is
Sheo
just
low,
jumping
but not
in
yet.
every
Ice
time on
alive.
this
The
Trist.
reset's coming in. It might just be the same as game 2. But Ice, not enough damage yet. Mirwin still too damn tanky, but it's El Yo-Yo who's been caught out. Labrov looking to follow up. Punch is there. Hook. El Yo-Yo going golden, but now Adam can follow up with
W.
stun, but Supa's there to try to cover for his jungler. Jungler down. BDS can turn.
I mean, BDS are just finding these fights. They begin the Elder. Mirwin still a tanky front line.
280 carries, every bit of poke really hurts
The
MDK's chances. Nice knock up on Mirwin. Mirwin about to get deleted, unstoppable here. Dashing out, cannot flash to safety. BDS!
All right, so first Elder goes that way. Then they get Baron. How do they not just win the game now?
Trying to make it out, has to go force a fight, but the gold difference is gone. It's all about execution now.
So now they just come back in terms of gold from bounties.
El Yo-Yo gives his life in exchange for Labrov's. BDS.
It's a lot of wave clear gone now, though.
They end it here. MDK, are they confident enough to pull the trigger?
DK have just played over.
They get inhib.
This is a isolate the carries potentially, but the rest of MDK not in a good position to follow up. Labrov sidestepping.
Okay, so now we're back to
BDS aren't going to
posturing for Elder.
That's a good game. Good comeback from BDS, MDK, kicking
They have
themselves a bit,
position, they have
lose
super
focus,
minions.
lose composure. They're not out of this
Surely
yet.
you can just get Elder, right?
Really trying to funnel gold into Frescovi because he still hadn't gotten sick.
Okay, you lose all your vision control. You push out the mid wave. You actually just here's the thing, guys. You actually just don't have to push out the mid wave here.
Can't lose focus, can't lose composure.
You know what I mean? You actually, I don't think you have to push out the mid wave if you're BDS. I think you can literally just walk to Elder. You have TP up. You also have super minions, so it's going to push back automatically unless they are trying to push all the way down. Here's the thing. If they are pushing this way, you just go take Elder. Who gives a fuck? You have super minions. You don't need to kill this wave. Not only do you have super minions, but if they leave and go this way, Adam can still clean up here and he has TP. You don't want to give up vision control right now onto Elder. You really don't want to do that. You had a blitz in the brush. This is terrible. You have supers.
Wait, can't they just kill him?
Immediately recalling, just
Oh my god!
Squishy, that is not the fight or the
So a little bit behind him, items there.
He's an Eclipse fucking
DPS. That flank though.
TP behind.
Black Cleaver
Wait, can't they just
Renekton.
kill him?
Immediately recalling, just gonna try to burst through Mirwin. Mirwin.
God, he doesn't even have Sterix. Oh, it's so bad.
A little bit behind him, items there. DPS. That flank though.
TP behind.
Wait, but can't they just kill him?
Immediately recalling.
Headway playing complete janitor mode, but before this Elder, he's not gonna have time to complete it. So a little bit behind him, items there. DPS. That
I just don't understand. I don't like the Adam play is funny, but like I literally don't understand why you lose position on Elder when you have supers up. You know what I mean? Like you have a Blitzcrank, the Elder is spawning, and you have supers. If they push down mid, they just lose Elder, and then you kill them. And you get Baron too. So like, what's the point? Like, what is the worst they could possibly do to you? They take your inhib?
Keeping him alive. The Elder not going to finish. MDK continuing to step up, doing so much work. Jungler is dead.
It's 2 versus 5.
They don't have strong. Super has no mana. Can they finish it? Yes, they get the objective. Alvaro trying to finish. Nuke wants to do a bit more damage. BDS somehow managed to get it. Nuke resurrecting.
Oh my god, they wasted GA too.
MDK, they get the objective. Ice deleted. It is an absolute mess, but in the end, MDK.
Oh my god, what a train wreck of a game, guys.
Do it again here. No, we'll just retreat. 3 minutes. BDS.
All right, so they do get Baron. And this is what I was looking for earlier.
Except for Cassandra.
The file. Keep going.
Still against Elder.
Because they overpush in the mid lane.
Wall is there. The 80 carries can start to hit. Nuke, does he have enough damage to turn this back? MDK being pushed
It's really just
back.
Ice coming up.
Oh my god.
Because Ice reses and then immediately shoots Rocket.
Baby, we're not leaving.
They can't end. They have Chemtech Soul and Elder, and one's dead. I thought for sure that was going to be the angle.
This Derek seems like it's trash on Mirwin.
Carry starting to step up. The Lava's still standing. Alvaro's giving his life. That's the reset for Ice. Rocket continues.
Why didn't they take Baron? Because they thought they could end with Elder.
Still just trying to retreat, desperate to get away from those rockets.
Wait, but can't they
Nuke
just
jumping
Baron?
forward. Nuke shutdown is there.
BDS can just Baron. It's
Super jump. The new age. It's vile in each other.
But yes, they should have Baroned, obviously.
Oh, he's dead as soon as he comes out of the stage.
But I think the most confusing thing is if you have supers. Yeah, I mean, I get they have Tristana, but I don't think that you give up position onto Elder there. I think you just threaten taking Elder.
I think there might be a different scale.
Of course,
That's my read, at least.
G2 were worried. They didn't want to have to.
All right, so we're not going to let Caps have Tristana, which is probably wise. No Jinx for Ice. Jinx has been Ice's probably main champion this split.
It's a Caitlyn bottom. It's a
Sejuani Lucian, interestingly, and Caitlyn. So Caps just going for the Lucian in the mid lane.
You really want those strong, aggressive lanes to pair with it. And
Are we playing some weird AP top? Is this a Kennen game for Broken Blade? Or is this a weird Broken Blade pick game? Well, they're probably not playing Kennen if they're banning Renekton.
And now it does provide that counter pick for Adam, as we heard.
I actually don't like the combination of Viego and Zeri. Garmva, thank you. Welcome back for tier 1. Sedge top. Oh my god. You're right. It could be brutal European Sedge top, which I think is garbage. You're absolutely right. It could be Sedge top plus like Zyra or Brand.
Darius.
It's just okay, never mind. It's just no
Will we get any of the gods?
AP damage. It's literally just
Adam's
3
got
AD champs
for an Aatrox, surely.
with a blind Aatrox into Mundo. Mundo's a good pick. All you have to do is build armor, right?
Those champions who do physical damage is gonna feel.
Yeah, Mundo's gonna feel amazing.
Can get through the early game and an even pace, but you can see from what G2 esports are putting together. Yes, Aatrox level 1 when he doesn't have Q up, a little bit weaker, but he gets a few levels under his belt. It's a similar story for the Lucian. The Caitlyn, they have a very powerful composition, especially around those 1 or 2 item spikes.
Sunfire Thornmail, yeah, it does feel really good for the Mundo here.
Aatrox top lane matchup. My instinct says that Aatrox should have a pretty good time.
I don't like Viego and Zeri though together. Like I think it's better to have a champion that does more single target damage from range to set up Viego resets. If you guys know what I mean. Like you basically have 2 janitor. I don't like comps that have 2 janitor champs that are supposed to clean up, right? It's like Viego, Zeri. I think it always feels weird to have 2 janitors on one team.
Good as Adam, but you know, comp good, like it. Lane
Yeah, I mean,
phase, maybe some concerns.
Again, just my instinct, you know, maybe we'll keep track of it. I think the bigger conversation in the other game needs to be around.
I need to see Sheer next to Prey. Can we just have Sheer meet Prey for this here? So the hilarity of size difference. Yeah, that's true. Avalon do. That would be funny. Prey is like 6'2", 6'3".
And with the rise of AD carries, not really surprising to see him come back.
Yeah, I mean, of course, last time before the
Well, this
Lucian
is a
Nami
swamp,
pairing,
my friend.
that might be, and it is. Yike, getting harassed here, Adam. I'm just Adam in the meantime.
Whoops.
It's immune to CC. He has
Well,
to
now
go
we
for. I mean, of course, last time.
All right,
before
so
the
nice
Lucian
harass
swamp,
here.
my friend,
We're actually
might be.
doing the lane swappy swap.
Getting harassed
Does
here,
feel like
Adam.
playing Zeri
Of course,
into
immune to
Kate
CC, has to
Well,
go
now
for
Renata
understand
would
he's
be
gonna do a
pretty
little
brutal. But
Definitely
you're going to
better
stop
swap
the
than
weak
an Aatrox,
side,
that much
so
being
lane
said.
swap
For
coming
sure,
in.
got to experience it. The hook still hits. You love to see it. Some things never change. The size of that hitbox is one of them. And BDS, positive start. They get the flash out. This is going to make it that much harder for Broken Blade to survive if they stack.
Prey is 6'1". I think he's taller than that. I'm like 6'1", guys. He's taller than me. I've stood next to him on many occasions. I don't believe wherever you're finding that information.
For the first 2 or 3
Which is
minutes of the
ironic
game.
considering Adam is wearing a suit.
Yep.
He's throwing resumes at G2.
Yeah. He's like one of those crypto influencers, you know what I mean? He's got a lot of really good words, not so much substance. Anyway, here we are.
In any case, he is investigating the top side of the jungle, primarily gaining information for Sheo. So Sheo's pathing was pretty good here. He knows that completely abandoning the bot side, if he tries to farm there, it's a dangerous situation for him to be in. So he starts on his walls, secures his blue, and then he moves with the power that he has on the top side of the map to be able to steal away Yike's blue. Thanks to Adam also forcing Yike out of his jungle. Great early start from BDS. Of course, we know the tower changes.
Uh-oh. Yike is an unemployed jungler. He's become unemployed.
But Adam is still getting some XP. The bot lane's going to base.
He's going to be unemployed shortly.
And look at all this farm that's being completely denied from. Okay.
Gromp is his last job, guys.
Broken Blade finally now able to step up.
This is
Will
not
be
the end of the world for
behind
Broken
an
Blade, though.
XP.
This is what, 2.5.
I guess he has
maybe
Krebs. He'll be
3
able to come back and do wolves into raptors, I guess. Okay, so he's not unemployed.
On top of that, G2's bottom lane was able to grab 2 plates. You mentioned it, Vetty, but from 50% damage reduction to 75% on that top lane tower. They didn't even get a plate. So while they have avoided the first few levels of a very frustrating 2v2 matchup, BDS paid a lot to get out of lane.
Yeah, ultimately, you're right. We'll see how much it ends up being worth it, because the whole game plan there was to
Nice stop on the recall by Lebrov.
mitigate Aatrox's strengths within the first few levels, but also Caitlyn, Renata. That's a terrifying 2v2 lane to play into, right? So you were able to get level 3, now you have a lot more agency in being able to fight them, and you stayed relatively even in terms of gold overall still. So the big question mark becomes, now that Mundo is a full level behind the Aatrox, how much does that hurt Adam? And whether or not Ice and Lebrov can mitigate the pressure that Handsummer and Mickey is going to look to try and throw out.
Nice hook from Lebrov, managing to really thread the needle there, but the handshake Mickey follow-up is good. Doesn't pull him back into the trap, though, but a desync there from Hans and Mickey. The pressure is still favoring Ice and Lebrov right now. Again, when you don't have the time to harass,
Ooh, nice W.
a good flick from Nuke comes in. Low mana, but doing his best to fight for wave prio here. Yeah, and I think that's one of the big things about Caitlyn, right? You really want those first few levels to keep that health bar low.
So he's going to stick, of course, have the TP, full level down himself. But given that he's on the Sejuani, his primary role in this game is to be...
All right, Sejuani was less unemployed than I thought.
Times with this champion, it's very hard to stop her from doing that.
Certainly. And I mean, a big transition.
Still a nice cover on the gank. Shows here waiting to see if Sedge is coming by. They're also setting up for Nuke at 6 with Weaver's Wall. Okay, so there's a Weaver's Wall gank. Here we go. No? There we go. There's the Weaver's Wall. Oh, nice job. Forced his flash by popping him back over the wall. All right, get both flashed out of bot side. That prevents them from pushing up. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, very nice gank. A lot of that coming into play as a result of Lebrov interrupting Caps, and then Nuke, given that he's just TP'd in, Caps has the base, there's a nice little window there that Nuke can take advantage of to look for a robe. So grub-centric, but with the advantage you've gained, you definitely want to convert it into something. So
Yeah, that's really nice you get Drake out of that too, because it prevents them from like pushing up and stacking Drakes early on.
Clear that he's going to be able to make his way up towards top. I mean, look at all these resets.
Now you can actually put Ice and Lebrov up in top side to take grubs potentially too. It's a really good early game, I think, by BDS. Like nice rotations and everything.
Incredibly good at these early game plans during the regular season, and why we expected them to be such heavy favorites against Mad Lions. But now it seems that against G2, they've kind of refound those game plans and they're executing upon them well in the early game.
Definitely are. You saw Hansama lingering in base, not to purchase an item, but to...
They actually didn't give up any gold deficits as a result of the lane swap too, which can be tough. So this feels pretty good, I think, if you're BDS.
Also giving Mickey the lead. They keep pushing, but it's a fight. G2 now instead going to use their prio to set up for this dive, or at least to zone Adam away. Again, first tower, 300 gold. A lot of potential money here if they keep pushing, but it's...
Okay, Adam flashes Q.
Still has passive immune to the first piece of CC, so pretty tricky actually for G2 to pull this off.
Rob in the area also makes the threat of a kill that much lower. Adam would love to get level 6.
Oh, victory. BDS won series. All right, sorry. It's over.
Huh? What?
What? That was just on my screen? Oh, sorry. That was... We have a preview monitor, and
No,
it showed
I think
the
that
wrong...
was. I just completely missed it.
Oh, yeah, we got it. Never mind. A little bit of a whoopsie there. And Nuke, I should say.
Do we have a graphic on the scene that says BDS won the series?
Yeah, it was an oopsie. It's like, you know, you gotta have both ready to go, and then someone pushed the button.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Similar to, you know, Caps just pushing the calling, knocking them out of the lane.
Fair enough. Done. In terms of gold, though, you can see Ice not really that much LTCS leads.
And he's almost, you know, not quite a level ahead. It's a similar story for Broken Blade, whose half-level differences aren't going to matter. But when it comes to side laning, when it comes to leveraging, you know, a 4-grub buff, BDS aren't really in the best position with their composition. The Lucian and the Aatrox very strong in those 1v1 side lanes.
Keep my eyes on Sheo. That's why I held my breath there. Looked like he was considering even a flash W. It's not going to end up coming through. Broken Blade did have a nice freeze. Ends up being broken as he chooses to go back to base. Notice Hansam actually falling very far behind in terms of farm. Credit to Ice. With all these swaps around the map, he's still been able to keep that CS up. Hansam playing very defensively right now. He seems very hesitant to walk up to the wave. He knows that Mickey and Yaika offer a wonder. In fact, they might be looking at mid lane here.
I mean, Ice is going to be a problem. Yike trying to force the play. Quick flash out from Nuke is good. Body block there from Labrov. Ulti from Mickey. Locking up with a handshake to follow. Caps doing good damage. Sheo can't quite find the reset.
Oh!
Instantly, they know they need to pull the trigger on the
Bailout. Bailout actually so good against Viego.
Locking up with a handshake to follow. Caps doing good damage. Sheo can't quite find the reset. That's going to be crucial. They go in instantly. They know they need to pull the trigger on the first kill there. The Viego down. Nuke opening behind the flick back. Caps enough movement speed. Boots to an early pickup. Overall, just going to be a 1-for-1 junglers traded.
A close exchange. The bailout.
Caps going all in. He has the...
Ended up saving Yike at the very
Man, Caps is too good, I guess.
Still strong enough to be able to make it a 1-for-1.
Oh my god, Caps he sees the kill shot after the EW combo is down. He even gets stunned, but he still has flash, so he just flashes forward. He also has bailout.
Not quite able to grab the kill in the end. A 1-for-1. Will also deny a single creep, but a very aggressive play.
It certainly was. He commits his flash to that play. I guess you could argue that because of the assist, Mickey ends up getting a little bit more gold, but nice ulti here from Yike and a good response from Nuke. The focus onto Sejuani, along with a very nice ultimate coming out from Mickey. Works out nicely for BDS, but the response damage from G2 just as strong. Late flash from Labrov takes him to safety, and the arrival of Ice with no follow-up from Hansama means that G2 don't feel...
Then Nuke dies. Again, and this walk away, but the timing is awkward because he kills Nuke.
Mickey has 6, so this is free. This is so free between Yike and Mickey.
Which is why it ends up being way more awkward than initially intended. So they're going to try again, and this time, well, they didn't flash him under tower. And
so free.
So it turns out it works a lot
Nice
better.
move by G2, though.
Well executed gank.
They make that work. Incredibly easy play. They didn't even use the Sejuani ultimate. I saw it on cooldown. I thought, oh, I mean, it came off cooldown. Nice play, make it easy. But they didn't even need it. G2 with a very small, both teams posturing around it. It's G2 with control of the river for now.
G2 very determined to fight for these Drakes. Grubs are up. Adam can start and just go for the fourth.
How is Mundo's armor stacking going? I don't think he needs armor yet, guys. Like, I don't begrudge him from getting a flat HP item first. Because flat HP is very strong, but having armor items is going to be hugely beneficial to him later.
Yike going to get locked up. Ulti to follow through. Yike going forward. Where's the grasping wall? Where's the stun? A little bit of CC now coming in. That's the follow-up CC as well. Caps marked up by the bailout. Sheo now in trouble. They're going to be able to grab the kill. Not quite. Just the 1-for-1 trade there in the mid lane.
Okay, does get bot turret though, so you got all plates in bot side.
The Caps is able to trade that back.
I mean, Caps just has a huge advantage because of the plates he's been able to take and the pressure he's been able to put on too.
Coming out from G2, but the response from Ice in particular and Lebrov being in position to collapse.
You do feel like, though, you should get a Bramble vest here early if you're Adam.
It just keeps ballooning in favor of G2. Caps just continues to get these gold leads. We see here a nice pick onto Nuke.
Holding Glacial Prison proved to be very advantageous.
Look at the minimap. Ice already moving over, leveraging his E to move over the wall, collapse with the rest of his team. He picks up that kill.
Nice dash back on the Heartbreaker.
Flash here, knowing the Caps is likely to die, gives him an extra chance to come back, land that last
Oh, it's so
solo
close.
cross.
Both of the bailouts on Caps have been so close.
To make it a 1-for-1. Over from the Grubs shortly.
So overall, just a 3-grub rough for BDS. First turret, however, going inside of G2, of course, going to contribute to that gold ballooning. Increased post-MSI to 300 gold instead of the 150 first tower bonus. And Caps 1.5k individual gold lead. Again, 6.5 or a 7 on the Cap scale, we've been told. But scary boy on this Lucian mid, because in that last fight, he full collinged without a completed item. Now he can full calling with a completed item. And I don't really think Nuke has gotten any tank here, so they're going to have to give that some respect.
Ice now moving over to mid. Nuke hovering in the top river. Meanwhile, Broken Blade has been quietly farming away on the top side. His first item being a little bit delayed just because of the early investment in the Executioner's Calling. But ultimately a worthwhile purchase when playing into Mundo. You can see that with the CS discrepancy that's being built between the two top laners. Now G2 collectively as 4, control the mid wave. If they can secure this tower, they can nicely transition towards the Herald as well. Aatrox with the push. The BDS want to stop them.
Chasing the hole just for a bit of harassment. Colin coming out as well. Not going to connect too much, but at least zones Nuke away. Mickey now locked up and immediately flicked back. Knocker coming in from the Nautilus as well. Berserker trying to get the disengage. Sheo gets the reset. Has
A little bit awkward there from G2.
Flash handshake on Sama, 90 caliber net.
They're trying to do what Caitlyn does, though, which is rotate to all lanes and take out outers in the early game. Sheo trolling. Sheo just trolling.
90 caliber net. Over the wall, only a bit more time left.
Why are we going in on this? Onto a Sejuani.
Lucian can do
An overstep.
I mean, Lucian is fed and has Kraken.
Force and engage onto the Sejuani of all people.
All right, so Warmogs is finished. Surely now we go armor items, right?
Out through that front line, and with Caps and Hansama still alive, still ready to fight. It ends up being 2 easy kills. Broken Blade now committing the ulti.
Hold under on the top side. Adam immediately ulting just to get health back. An awkward sustain.
I don't think Adam should have done that last trade because Broken Blade has Executioner's Calling, so he actually, you could see 26, 26, 26, heal 47. So his healing goes back up, and then he actually opts into another trade, which not only heals Broken Blade for several hundred, but cuts his heal again. He gets the heal cut. So Adam, I think, probably should have waited and just not gotten his heal recut again. But whatever.
Notice that after every single play, somehow G2 is getting an even bigger gold lead. Like, this was a fumble from G2. I like the initiation. They force Caps back. Mickey takes a bit of an overstep. He's going to get hooked into the knockback.
Yes, Warmogs, no diff. That's, well, especially if he recalls. I would say especially if the Aatrox does recall, so it doesn't make a diff in the end.
Realize, though, there's still healthy members. But Ice is now left. You've lost one of your major damage dealers. They commit now onto the Sejuani of all people.
I don't know why we're trying to kill this Sejuani, though, when Hans and Caps are still alive. Huge overcommitment there by BDS. What a weird play.
I mean, it's a bit of an awkward exchange, right? And credit to Sheo, he wants to buffer to get away from Mickey play because he wanted to. Caps is gold lead, who again, getting closer, 2 items. Solution, want to push for Lebrov, luckily has the hooks. Make it out, but TP, Aatrox coming in, World Ender available, extra movement speed. They're going to be happy just to pick up Lebrov. 2 items. Didn't have that cooldown available, and very awkward sequence of events where a place.
So we're over pushing here.
Caps is gold lead, who again getting closer, 2 items. Solution very.
Adam just not going to TP. The thing though is like obviously Broken Blade doesn't have to worry about TP interrupt with Mundo, which is pretty huge, which gives him actually TP prio. But I mean, it's pretty bold to be like. The thing is you can't be pushed up this far. Even though both top laners have TP, Broken Blade is always just going to have TP prio because he has a cancel on Adam's TP, but Mundo doesn't have a cancel on Aatrox's TP. So if the Drake is up, you can't push forward that aggressively because it's just pretty much guaranteed that Broken Blade is going to be able to be there first.
A nice sequence of vision. They set themselves up nicely for the dragon. Yeah, while BDS
They do trade for, it's not that disastrous. They do trade for top tier 1 and Herald.
a lot of value, but then Merc Treads also has a lot of value when playing into a Renata and a Sejuani.
Yeah.
And speaking of
Nuke, good backstep, good sidestep, but Caps is here, dodging the CC, not enough. You have to try to find a way to dodge the damage.
Cheo?
And for a second there,
Cheo actually commits suicide by blocking that.
Reset, not quite able to come through. Yike finding the kill first, even if he does go down now.
You cannot fight Caps. You cannot fight Caps. You cannot fight Caps. They're opting into all these fights with this mega fed Lucian. He's 2 items already.
and it's an ace for G2. It starts off with a single pick onto Nuke. That as the rest of BDS try to respond, they end up getting punished. And the crazy thing is, Broken Blade wasn't even there. It was a 4v5, and G2 decimate BDS.
What is this stupid singing? Which of these teams has the stupid singing fans?
And look at this Lucian, a 3k gold lead over his lane counter.
I thought that was just the French and the Spanish fans. Who are they cheering for?
We look back at the play, as we said, starts off with this initial pick onto Nuke. Oh,
that
nope,
thought.
we don't have time.
Broken Blade did this once before, now he'll try again, knowing Nuke doesn't have
I mean, just walk into Caps. It just feels like they're just walking into Caps. Also, the pure... Oh my god, dude. Sundered Sky, dude. Sundered Sky, Aatrox ult. He's down to 55 HP. 55 HP, guys. He gets 170 off of that because of Sundered Sky. 932 healing. He healed 1,000. He healed over 1,000. That's bullshit, man.
The Sundered Sky, the healing from Aatrox. We need a replay of exactly how
Sundered Sky, Deathbringer stands, and the patch notes, baby. The holy trinity of making that possible.
I'm going to get you the exact healing about right now.
Okay, Betty's watching the replay. He's locked in, folks. Oh my... Folks, 932 health from an auto attack.
Yep. Gross.
I know you were thinking it already, but Riot, please.
932.
Of course, this is the end.
Oh my god, he hits all the sweet spots too.
A little awkward in the end as he's
Yeah, so look at his
obviously
HP at the bottom. Look at his HP.
55 HP.
39, 55. He's got, and then boom.
We're back.
Hey, Broken Blade plays this well.
Back, folks.
One guy's
One
really
guy is
happy about
really
that.
jazzed about Aatrox. 2-0-1. 1.2k gold lead. Most of that built in the last couple moments. Obviously was already at an advantage, but 2 quick kills definitely only going to cement that further. Folks, this was steady growth of relatively small advantages for G2, but after those last 2 sequences of play, it is
Trying, but Aatrox is just an absolute menace. Now the collapse onto him. The raid boss is back in the game.
The problem is, and look, I'm a terrible Aatrox, so I know I can say this, is even if you whiff every single Q, one Sundered Sky auto does so much work. Broken Blade, though, now dashing away, they've layered the CC beautifully. One more auto, again, more healing. Aatrox, so I know I can say this, is even if you whiff every single Q, one...
Crazy thing is G2 just wins on both sides of the map, right? Not ults. Oh my god, he almost got out. That's wild. Meanwhile, they just get a tier 2, so it's actually a trade up for G2 because the local gold on the G2 onto the tier 2 is worth more than killing Aatrox. So this game is over.
Doesn't look like Khans is ahead, and of course compared.
I just don't understand why BDS is basically just inted into Caps and gave him this massive lead. That's the most confusing part of this game to me. So they totally disrespected Caps. They just kept walking forward instead of leaving in two different situations and giving Caps more and more and more gold.
He is incredibly wealthy.
Oh, there's the Herald.
No.
Not as much value.
It's okay, guys. The Heartsteel value that he just bought, it's a 23-minute Heartsteel. The value this Heartsteel is going to have is crazy. Do you guys understand how many Heartsteel stacks this Mundo is going to be able to get, guys? Do you understand how many Heartsteel stacks? I bet you in this game state where they're 10k gold down, 9k gold down, I bet you he gets 2 before the game ends. You think he gets 2 stacks?
Value as I think BDS would have liked.
Well,
All right, chat.
that most certainly is true. Heartsteel.
What's the prediction? No cheating if you guys know. Because I don't know. Many Heartsteel stacks does Mundo get before the end of the game? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 plus. Wait, why can't I make that prediction? Oh, it's too long. I have to delete verbs. How many stacks Mundo get before game end? It sounds like Mundo says it. There you go. Use your channel points. There is no 0 option. He's definitely getting 1. I refuse to believe it's 0.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll just say 1 counts as 0.
Second, but I understand it. Obviously, Warmox is just an insane item in terms of sustain and being able to stay relevant. And Heartsteel going to scale very well for the
So
Mundo. Yeah, I just don't think you're going to get a lot of procs.
I
when you're
will
this kind of
say,
deficit.
my take on Mundo is I feel like he does well into AP heavy drafts because I feel like healing
their entire spell rotation and then they don't do anything. For
but I feel like Caitlyn and Lucian could just keep
Okay, Mundo's at 0. I have no idea how long this game is, by the way, but I can't imagine it's very long.
Now, do I think that the Mundo is the problem in this game? Absolutely
It
not.
vanished? What vanished? It didn't vanish. It was 30 seconds. I see it.
I feel like that many other things have just kind of fallen apart.
Nice stun over the wall. No handshake to follow.
Mundo's at 0.
No front line.
Infernal chains there.
He's at 0.
Casually just walking
He's at
in,
0.
taking a
He didn't get
tower.
any autos in. Okay.
They have a 9k gold lead, so it's, again, incredibly dominant position. BDS, I don't really know how they force a fight here. Ice, 3 items, but went for armor penetration, which means he isn't nearly as effective against the likes of Hans or Caps. Flick on a Yike won't connect.
Can now move back to top. Wave's in a bit of an awkward spot. Caps has to take the long way around that bot wave. Also not really in a great position.
Okay, we're at 0.
Just continuing the pressure as
Mid
the
inhib
wave
is
back to
dead.
spawn. Broken Blade trying to catch
Baron's
some
gonna
waves
spawn
on the enemy
soon.
base. LeBron respawning in about a second. G2 really just suffocating BDS, denying them all the vision, and they'll continue to press their advantage as much as possible.
Very disciplined thus far. Of course, they are so powerful, as we saw moments ago. They can't just walk up. They're not going to be scared of too much here, but making sure they have at least 2 points of pressure before they do. Yike, getting away from the flick back with the Arctic Assault. Broken Blade going to need to deal with these super waves.
Fortunately, they won't really have much to set up for the objective themselves. The best that they're kind of hoping for is to be able to contest it. And again, like you can already see all that vision.
Adam, no
He's
Q
still at
hit, so
zero.
should be able to walk
He's still
out.
at zero, guys. He's not autoing.
Technically blocked.
He doesn't even want to proc his heart steal.
Goes where he pleases. Red buff.
He just wants to throw
More mocks
briefcases at
again, means
people.
he's full health, but now Adam
Oh, he got one. He got one. Okay, it's not zero, guys.
feeling a little more comfortable about this 1v1. Comfort was short-lived, however, as he's now backing up. And Hansama on the Caitlyn. Instant combo. Goodbye to the jungler. Easy peasy.
Yeah, that Caitlyn kind of slaps.
He got one, guys. We'll put one.
This is before armor
One is right here.
He's got 2 cloth armors and plated steel caps, so it doesn't.
Mundo stack.
Found going to be secured, and you imagine that that will likely be the game for G2, unless we see some monumental
Pog one.
crazy team
Now she gets so much movement speed, but Caitlyn just has needs to do in these fights.
for sure. I mean, yesterday, the day before yesterday, we saw BDS pull some miracle fights out of their hats, but I feel like G2 is very aware of that. And I imagine we'll see the discipline required to close this one out. They gather as 5 on the top lane. Mundo's still in the bots. He needs to get hit fast, so this tower...
Mundo's not here, so he can't get stacks.
The tower will disappear as the
All 5 champions are here taking his inhibitor.
Instead, just to hold the base against this Baron push, knowing that really their inhibitors do not belong to them, only bot inhibitor protected by the fact that Adam did push those waves out so far. Hook in onto a minion means LeBron.
He's still at 1, guys. He's walking up. He's walking. He hasn't autoed. He hasn't autoed. He's autoing minions. He's autoing minions. He's still at 1.
Nuke getting lower and lower. Ulti from Yike trying to snipe. BDS focused on the waves first. To keep that base standing, but now LeBron different angles potentially follow up here. Spectrum off in the Viego.
He's never in range to auto.
Not the ideal target.
He's still at 1.
Credit to BDS, they get good damage
I hope you
down.
guys didn't cheat and look at the end of the game and see how many he got. I don't think you had time to cheat, but you never know. Okay, they force his flash. Okay, he dashes out, doesn't get W'd. Okay, he's still at 1.
Of course, BDS acknowledge that they're likely going to lose the dragon as well. Interestingly, G2 just turned their attention to bot. Caps did get a reset off. Now level 18 on the Lucian. Has completed his 4th item. And
Dude,
they
Ocean
set
Soul
their
is
sights
so
on
nasty on G2's
the
team as
final
well.
inhibitor.
Sejuani
Actually
and
completely abandoned the dragon. TP from Broken
and
Blade is
Aatrox.
available. He's going to use that on the minion.
Makes the siege that much easier. G2 not even worried about the tower. Happy to just free hit LeBron. Broken Blade zooming in.
Oh, I think he got one. He got one, guys. I think he got another one.
Trying to soak as much damage as he possibly can. Ice again, now allowed to auto attack. Broken Blade getting
I
lower
think he
and
got
lower.
another one there.
Bail out there, but Broken Blade can't find a kill. He will not get the reset. He goes down. Sheo now gets to become broken.
He may have gotten
Into
2 there.
melee range. That means no Sunder Sky procs for him. Caps. Yeah, Mickey.
Oh, he got 2 more, guys. He got 2 more. He's up to 83. Actually, I think he just got 1 more. I think he just got 1 more. He got 1 more. Because I think he got more, because he has more HP now. So I think he got 1 more. He got 1 more. Because otherwise he would have over 100. Nope. He doesn't auto. He doesn't auto. He doesn't auto. Was I right, guys? Am I a prophet? Was it 2? He didn't auto. He didn't auto. He could have gotten another one, but he didn't auto. He didn't auto at the end. He didn't auto at the end. It was 2. All right, good Gamba, guys. It was 2. He did it for me. I haven't seen this game, I swear. It was just the game state was like how many autos is this guy realistically gonna get out of the champ? I'm a genius. I knew it was 2, that's why I didn't bet. Well, you're a very honest person, Oswin53. You could have won Monty channel points, and you chose not to.
Have been good there.
Yeah.
We joked about. Yeah, it's hard to pick. It's hard to pick goal.
All right, here we go. We got to get through this one quickly, guys. Okay, we're banging the Jinx. Yep. And Rumble. Okay, Trist is left open, even though Caps is amazing on that champ, and the champ is completely busted right now. Don't know why we're giving that over. We decide that Corki is definitely a worthwhile trade, and we somehow leave Ashe up through the first round on red side. Wow, thank you. Iced coffee delivery, nice.
It's gonna be the run back. It's funny. We
The
just
dream.
talked about this backstage that Maokai doesn't see a lot of play, but Maokai is still Maokai.
It seems the plant champions do have the highest win rate in the LEC, so I'm glad that they're staying to the roots over there. I'm curious how they're gonna ramp up with Zeri. I think BDS has a lot
Why
more
Kate ban?
firepower.
I mean, it's just too powerful in the hands of Hansama. You got to ban Kate instead of Ashe.
Control of the map. 1G to set up this Nautilus tank versus tank.
So we take Zeri, and okay, so we ban Blitz, we ban Hook champs for Labrov. Makes sense if we're going to be playing Ashe. And we take Zeri, Alistar, and oh god, Ashe Seraphine. Holy shit. So they have to lane swap now. BDS is unplayable, actually unplayable. Blinding top, and we're just going to blind a Jace for Broken Blade and okay, so we're going to play. I mean, it's not bad, right? I don't think Malf is bad here. Malf should be pretty good.
I mean, it's the best angle for Malphite.
Exactly. When you have triple ADC on enemy team, you have to pick Malphite here because it's also a great matchup into the Jace, and it also gives everything that BDS needs because right now there's follow-up from the Malphite.
The Malphite is actually very good. The Malphite's very good here. You can actually trade with Jace because you can hit him with Q. And again, it's a very heavy armor comp, although they do have the Seraphine this time around. And the thing about Maokai is he does build Leandries first, because Faded Ash just is so strong. For clear.
If G2 does not get early game leads either on bot lane or top lane, then I think BDS is going to run the map. So it is on Yike on the lane.
But also, there's a possibility that this is a lane swap from BDS. I mean, the bot lane is really in a bad state.
This was the hallmark of, you know, the previous iteration of G2. Flack and target mystic. Oh, good to the Alistar. Follow-up is Labrov gonna get slow.
Alistar is really poopy. Zeri Alistar is going to be really bad. Oh, and they blew his flash, so they do have to lane swap. They are going to lane swap.
Alistar runes here. Phase Rush is my personal favorite. The downside, you die so fast.
Phase Rush Alistar, damn.
Whoa, you are Usain Bolt. This is level 1, however. Nice little headbutt back. They are really trying to make sure that Broken Blade cannot play the game. Good initial damage. Ignite.
Okay, forces flash.
As well. BDS rinsing and repeating.
I don't even know why he's up here, Broken Blade.
Oh, this is not good. Oh, hang on.
He'll get out, I think. What?
This is commitment to the bit.
That Q will not be enough from Adam to kill him.
Yeah, and it's also it's just delaying the. Oh, the.
Oh, but the way he's TPing out. He's TPing out. The X-Flash.
This is so.
Oh! It's so fucking ugly, guys.
Oh, what did I just watch?
Oh god.
Oh, it's so ugly.
Okay, we're fine. It's fine.
They were okay, so I'll explain what they were doing. They were waiting for Alistar to hit 2 so they could make this play, but he literally dies and he gets baited and he gets TP'd out on. The thing is that this is actually bad for Broken Blade because he was zoned off the XP and now he can't TP into the top side, so he has nowhere to go. He's an unemployed top laner.
Okay, we're fine. It's fine. He didn't give over a kill. Broken Blade did
It also wasn't a kill. That's a good point. This honestly, like, it's ugly, but this isn't a terrible situation for BDS if we're being honest about it.
Doing his best Pickford impression there. Just.
What's bad is that the plates are going down in bot. That's what's actually bad.
While, you know, we all
Having TP advantage is pretty huge, though.
Let's take stock.
There goes my hero. Okay, fine.
Be enough from Adam to kill him.
Yeah, and it's
'cause
also
of the paw.
it's just delaying the.
But the way he's TPing out. He's TPing at the X-Flash.
This is so.
Okay, we're fine. It's fine.
Honestly though, guys, if we're being like, it's a funny play, but if we're being real, it's actually not that bad.
That's definitely not.
You know, what advantages did they get out of that? Adam is actually up in terms of XP now. There is no TP on the other side of the map, so it really is about plates in the bot side. So BDS is behind in terms of gold, but not getting the kill into Labrov is pretty important.
Yes, let us process.
Although they would have been able to dive that if Labrov had not blown flash at level 1, I will point that out. Because it really, the delay there, that why they couldn't cancel his TP was because of the delay that from Hex Flash. If he had regular Flash, he would have gotten that.
Root does connect. Good initial damage, and they're just
Yeah, and the zoning is just going to be absolutely brutal now.
Here is that the Aatrox can lose gracefully to a certain degree. Jace, not so much.
Yeah, so I will say the biggest difference from this game compared to last game is Broken Blade is being completely
Okay, Hex Flash is here.
this time.
Yeah, he can't get Broken Blade, so he just goes the other way. Okay. Zeri's going back down bot to but the thing is, like, Broken Blade is now chunked out, and Adam can actually go back. And he can't get any of the top wave at all because Zyra's zoning him out. So it's pretty good by BDS, honestly.
This time around, Adam is in a much better position in terms of the 1v1.
Hate the rune choice for Jace here. He should probably take Fleet, right? I don't know a lot about this matchup for Jace, but I would assume Fleet is better.
In the bot lane. Yeah, it's 3. So Cap's now in danger.
See where the rocket jump takes him. If they want to try and follow, dash over Yike here to cover. Trying to step behind Caps just to stay safe. And okay, the gank is going to fizzle, so well played. Caps manages to hold on to his summoner spell. 200 health, healing up as much as he can. And I gotta say, this is some professional level hating here coming in from BDS on the top side of the map. Broken Blade finally now gets to lane. The downside is G2's bot lane got to take
Conk and Phase Rush. Yeah, Phase Rush seems like it'd be good
a
too.
little bit better for the side of BDS now that Alistar
You want some movement speed room here.
Level 3.
That's a good point as well.
And Broken Blade. This is the matchup. Who wins the all-in? It's the
I mean, honestly, like, I don't know how much you can criticize BDS for that dive. Like, it did its job in the end.
Took a bad trade when he queued into the wave. Alistar.
Trying to pull back. Has the double cast, but isn't going to use it. And BDS, off to a nice start here. Yes, the gold is dead even. A lot of that because the early...
The play looked funny, but it actually did work. The play did work. So you gotta put that out there. The play worked, guys. It was an ugly play, but it ugly worked.
Expectations that our analysts set for us. Early game lead needs to be generated for G2. Now, obviously, we're only 5 minutes in. However,
like, they're actually even in gold after the lane swap. And the Jace, the Jace is going to be down for a very long time now.
Auto coming through. That's going to be the stun. Barrier used. BDS happy just to have that.
But ultimately, this Malphite is in a great position now. Once he gets 6, he'll have kill threat on the Jace pretty consistently. And because Broken Blade did take a bad trade in the 1v1, Adam was able to punish him for it. He's now setting up a freeze, which also runs the risk of a potential gank. Fortunately for him, he should have information that Shao is hovering around the bot side of the map. This does open up Yike to secure the grubs.
Grubs obviously can help significantly enhance the power of a lot of these individual laners. Yes, Broken Blade's a little bit behind, but he's still able to get lane cryo here. Takes a decent amount of damage though, and Adam's gonna just try one more time to kill him.
Yeah, he will.
Just walking up, whacking him, walk up, down smash. Very casual.
Yeah, I mean,
very simple.
The most frustrating thing is all the movement speed things that you get in Jace's kit, right?
They're Malphite's movement speed.
Yeah, exactly, because he just hits you with his Q, which he is maxing in this matchup, and he just yoinks him, and then he runs you down, like you're seeing, and it's...
I mean, this is a good matchup for Malphite, guys.
Adam's gonna just try one more time to kill him.
Yeah, he will.
Just walking up, whacking him, walk up, down smash. Very casual.
Yeah, I mean,
very simple.
I mean, it's a tier Jace with no boots against a Malphite who has Q and has tier 2 boots.
Things that you get in Jace's kit, right?
They're Malphite's movement speed.
Yeah, exactly, because he just hits you with his Q, which he is maxing in this matchup, and he just yoinks him, and then he runs you down, like you're seeing, and then you try to fight back, and he slaps you with his E, and you don't have any attack speed.
Now he's got boots too. You don't have any shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the tier is really the problem here. Like, Broken Blade built tier.
Magic resistance.
That's really rough against Steel Cap's Malphite in this matchup. So, I mean, honestly, like, ugly play early on, but damn, it's actually paid dividends.
Can we get a boo for Vidius? We haven't booed Vidius in a while. Anyone? Boo? There you go. Thank you. Boo. Production also supported me on that one. They said boo, but they did it with a question mark, so it felt uncertain. They didn't want to sell you out that bad.
No, Medic's not here today, so I had to channel him in some way.
Yeah, that's fair.
Now, Dragon is, of course, still...
And this many people, this is just bullying. Broken Blade tries to use the to the skies.
Sheo making his way towards topside. Oh no, Broken Blades.
They don't even need to send this many people. This is just bullying. Broken Blade tries to use the to the skies to make it out.
Yikes.
This is a stomp in the top side of the map. Yike now with the cross map play.
D2 trying to make the counterplay. Lebrav there to body block Ice. Nice backstep heal coming out on Sama. Continuing to harass Lebrav. Lebrav no level 6. Nice.
Ooh,
Back. Kind of just a whiff from Mickey, to be honest, there. And Lebrav will eventually fall as Yike tanks the tower, using the minion to reset tower aggro.
I mean, the concern, though, is that this Ashe and Seraphine are now super far ahead, right?
Is insanely far ahead, and Broken Blade has been put very far down. G2 making up for it on the bottom side of the map.
Yeah, I mean, oh no, Broken Blade. He is just being bullied right now.
How many times are we going to teach you this lesson, old man?
Adam getting some revenge after what happened in game 1.
I actually love game states like this where one team is winning one side of the map super hard and the other team is winning the other side super hard, and you see which side's going to carry harder.
Counter Chovy, you know? Admittedly, not through his own volition. There's very little that Broken Blade...
Oh, he's kind of like split map lead game states are really fun in my opinion.
Counter pick and obviously lane swap, and also like you could not imagine a worse situation for Jace. Jace players out there would struggle to find a worse, like coming into the game with wrong runes and masteries is the only way this could be worse.
An old school Jace player in Odo on the desk being like, yeah, this matchup really sucks.
Thank you for putting on the pro player accent, just so I knew.
I felt like
Arrow hits.
Sheo's here though.
Nice dash out on the Valk. Sheo is here to cover. Mickey though.
Oh, nice catch.
From the setup, the alley-oop, Alti comes in.
Nice route from
Sheo's here though.
Nice dash out on the Valk. Sheo is here to cover.
Caps, though. Look at this play. Straight into the root. Or the stun, rather. That's really nicely done by Caps and Mickey. Great synergy.
You forget that Tristana can use that tool aggressively, right? Caps finds the angle. Knocks in. Good news. Hansama, very fed.
Yeah, and also you're rich. You're still very far ahead of me. As long as Malphite isn't there,
yeah, I mean,
you're good.
The game ultimately comes down to the Malphite and its impact in the upcoming fights, right?
And we're at the point in the game where Whipple used to say this about the Jason to Kennen matchup when you started to lose, which was basically like, if you can get the ult out in lane, that's a win. And I think that's where Broken Blade is. If Adam has to use the ult and doesn't have it for a team fight, that is a positive trade for G2 right now.
That makes sense.
In an even matchup, I would not say that. In this matchup where you're so far behind, you're just begging, please ult me. It doesn't matter if I die. As long as you don't have that for the fight, you are not a champion.
Yeah, the logic you could be using is surely Malphite ult can't hit every single carry, right? I mean, we're going to find out. We know how powerful this Malphite can be, especially into AD carries. You know, you speak of Whippo, I remember him. I forget who the Aphelios was, but I just remember that moment.
I mean, really, they're going to have to respect it, because I just don't think there's anyone who can get away from it. Luckily for them, they do.
Giving up all the grubs, though, is pretty egregious. When you have this kind of lead on the top side of the map, like, giving 6 grubs over feels extremely bad.
Right? The good old Tristana input buffer.
Well, here we go. Adam has ult. Hansam is here. Sheo is right behind him.
The thing is, when Mouth goes in, you can actually just Seraphine ult and counter it.
Heal is on cooldown, but maximum defensive summoners.
They're just trying to keep him in arm's reach.
Unfortunately for Broken Blade, while
6 grubs feels super bad, though, when you're winning topside so handily, and you had a lane swap into topside to start the game.
I gotta say, the new era of Adam Champion Pool, though, does seem to be paying off for BDS.
Yeah, we're gonna have to find a brand new acronym.
Yeah.
Play-by-plays will come up with an important topic.
Members of G2 to leverage the Alistar, the Malphite. They're in a pretty good spot, but again, the goal just incrementally building that lead.
Should be enough to close that experience gap. No killing Hansa, but both Corki and Tristana are kind of the mainstay on them.
These towers, they can grow that gold lead further, put themselves in better and better positions. Because as you highlight, there's no real pressure to group up to Forts are hard. Fight for bigger.
Over to mid as they bring Nuke towards towards the bot side of the map, has the TP available. It's BDS.
Scaling on this Ashe and Seraphine is going to get really scary.
Not quite able to tick over to level 11.
Nice route.
He's going to go back to base. Let's see if he can secure.
It's a very specific area.
I mean, I'm surprised that they've just completely conceded control around the Herald. They've prioritized securing this bot at a tower, and they won't get the first dragon of the game. Maybe they don't feel confident trying to take a fight.
Such a late first Drake. This game's so
objectives.
weird. Like, Yike actually found opportunities in spite of losing topside to get the grubs and the Herald. And then he just didn't take the Drake, even though his bot lane was pushed through the entire time.
Walks into Tristana.
He's gonna kill him. Here, ult.
He's waiting for the ulti to come out. Caps manages to get hunted back into the tower, but Caps still has to run. The Malphite is still probably going to kill him. The arrow trying to save the day, but LeBron
Oh my god, what a play by Caps.
he should get out of them. Come out. Caps manages to
Tier 1, which is kind of what you would expect.
Caps is too good, man.
The Herald does come through as Adam.
He has flash up this whole time. This guy has balls of steel, by the way. I mean, look at this. He knows he's going to get ulted. So he uses the ult. If the ult propels past him, so he buffers his R into him. Then he's not flashing. He's not flashing. He's trying to get his W reset. That he's waiting for the Ashe arrow. And then he just flashes Labrov when Labrov comes in and Broken Blade's already TPing. And damn, that is so good by Caps. Man, he knows his limits well. What a crazy outplay. That is crazy, his patience on that flash. He baits Adam into everything. Like, he absolutely can flash this, by the way. But he doesn't. He just lets him go past and then take a turret shot for free because he knows the call that's coming in is to TP. And Hans is saying, I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming. Hits him with the arrow. He just flashed to the wall. That's a hard flash to make, too. Wow. What a play, man. That is a crazy play.
He executed the tower, which was the benefit of the doubt here.
I think he meant to ult the Malphite away from him to get back under his tower and not walk into the Alistar. Maybe. Or you are right that he's the biggest 5-head genius of all time. Of course, while we're talking about it, Mickey has gone down. Excellent pick coming in for Sheo. Labrov, nice knockback, immediate stun follow-up. Nowhere for Yike to go. BDS. You are right that he's the biggest 5-head genius of all time. Of course, while we're talking about it, Mickey has gone down. Excellent pick coming in for Sheo. Labrov, nice knockback, immediate stun follow-up. Nowhere for Yike to go. BDS, excellent.
Yike is trolling.
Ice, low health. Spawning kind in the mid lane.
All right, let's decide.
Well, I mean, it ultimately comes down to the comms, right? Because he jumps away, he knows he's going to get ulted, right? There, he lands the ultimate to create space. He runs back, but he's running back towards the arrow.
So
look at the pings. Look at the pings.
Okay, well, you know what? You're right.
And
I'm
then
going to
a good
give him the benefit of the doubt. We might never know.
I mean, we can definitely know. We can just ask once the series ends.
But he can lie to us, which is what I would do. I would definitely say I planned that.
Now, following that play, of course, BDS did get some kills of their own. They got 2 in the mid lane.
What a crazy play by Caps, though. Very nice.
Mickey, and then Yike also lost his life. So the gold is relatively even. A lot of that is because it's sitting on the Malphite. Ashe, arrow, top lane.
Adam, locked up. They're trying to force the ultimate out. Even if he ults into them, he's probably going to go down. Unstoppable into the wall. Oh, no.
I was able to get a pick onto, I believe it was Mickey, and then Yike also lost his life. So the gold is relatively even. A lot of that is because it's sitting on the Malphite. Ashe, arrow, top lane.
Adam, locked up. They're trying to force the ultimate out. Even if he ults into them, he's probably going to go down. Unstoppable into the wall. Oh, no.
No safety for Adam. He oversteps his bounds. And Hans are going to be this huge threat.
Flash and immediately BDS.
Caps made so many highlight reel Trist plays. Yeah, it's so true. I mean, Caps is definitely one of the best Trist players, I think, in the world. And, you know, Trist is just like #1 champ in this meta. I have no idea why they would give this to G2. None.
Rob's got nowhere to go. Frustrating.
Yep. I mean, Hans is having a monster game right now.
Especially because Malphite's the only one that's ahead. It just feels like
This is going to be a hard one to walk in. Whoa.
you're just never going to get any kind of advantage right now.
Both teams kind of eyeing up that mid tower. Herald's going to be dropped. This is going to be a hard one to walk in. Whoa. Wait.
Okay.
Yeah, he didn't want to get in there. I'm quite confident.
That's fair. So, opt. Realize they made a mistake on the Herald, I think is how we'll phrase that particular one.
Well, I think they can still... Oh, yeah, they'll still be able to escort it in.
Trying to usher it in. Won't be able to get the charge. Poor Shelly. Look.
The thing is, the Herald does... The Herald does... One thing that it does do here is because it's tanking the tower in between waves, it does actually keep them here so that the Jace can push up more aggressively, right? So it doesn't have a huge amount of value, but it does prevent them from rotating a little bit sooner and catching the Jace out, and allows the Jace to get some farm too. So it's not... I mean, it's bad, but it's not as bad as it could have been.
Yourself and landed a really telegraphed position. Lebrov, luckily able to sidestep there. Celestial opposition giving a bit of damage resistance. G2 going to force out the Unbreakable.
Nice root though from Sheo. Instant turn. Ice off to the side. Nobody able to hit. Ike stepping up.
Little bit dicey there. Lot of bit dicey to walk into the choke point versus Zyra.
Landed a really telegraphed position. Lebrov, luckily able to sidestep there. Celestial opposition giving a bit.
Like, once you get this out, you can't walk into that choke point versus the Zyra. Like, this is just a little bit silly. Lebrov also flashes in for the pull.
G2.
I mean, Adam just the flash ult off of the TP. It's a good play by BDS. A little bit sloppy from G2 though.
Broken Blade waiting over the wall, and BDS taking the fight. G2 over eager. Thought they just had to worry about the Malphite, but that Zyra damage a bit too much to handle.
That was pretty silly walking into the Zyra.
Into a huge play.
Side still focused, still wants to go. A little bit extra healing. Punt back into the tower. Jump gets another reset.
Solo goes back to the wall, but here's Lebrov waiting, forcing.
The rest of BDS are able to collapse and convert that into a huge play. Because Hans Summer and Mickey took a step too far, it's Caps now, commits on a nuke.
Trying to find the Solo, goes back to the wall, but here's Lebrov waiting, forcing Caps to flash backwards. Comes to the side, still focused on nuke, still looking to get that damage down. It's gonna get the
lol.
rocket jump, gets another reset to get the kill. The wall, but here's Lebrov waiting, forcing Caps.
That's so funny. Look at his mechanics, man. His auto weaving is so good. And he gets another bomb down. Then he rocket jumps over, blows up the bomb, then gets another jump for more damage to kill him. He has another one now too. He has another rocket jump.
Oh, Lebrov. Okay, he's able to make it work. But wow, Caps able to find a kill in that exchange.
Caps twist mechanics crazy.
On a side lane is a scary thing to deal with. And just like that, so many.
Yeah, his auto cancels are really crazy there. Caps twist shoots her cannon sideways. Yeah, the auto cancels look wild.
They cannot defend. They cannot walk up. 6 grunt buff, the Ashe, the Seraphine, the Maokai threat.
And bear in mind, this Jace is just free farming top lane the entire time. Gonna push in that wave, quickly go back to base now. He's a full level.
Aren't in position to body engage.
Very scary. Game. Is Yike now in danger? And then Maokai ultimate around Baron, also very scary.
Ulting, ready to go over the wall. Adam gonna find one, trying to lock down Mickey before he can ult. Well executed by BDS, clean pick. Scary,
yes.
There's potential for that multi-man lockup.
And then Maokai ultimate around Baron, also very scary.
Ulting, ready to go over the wall. Adam gonna find one, trying to lock down Mickey before he can ult. Well executed.
I mean, Av's trying to find some engages here, but
get a tower back. TP response now from BDS. Now the redemption coming in, good damage on a hot top. Still does a hell of a lot of damage. Caps finding one, and there you go, baby. Like we're watching Mario Maker. Goomba stomping. Ice has to be back. Looks like they're not going to start the Baron. Settling just for the pick. X-flash forward from Lebrov, bit of extra movement, speed, headbutt.
Up, we're
knocked back. Now the redemption coming in.
We're in the jungle again, and Caps is full HP and extremely fed. Wow, there's no ult. Ridiculous. Nerf this champion, please.
It ends up just being an open firing range for Caps to just dish out all this damage. They commit heavily onto Yike and Hans. A really nice ulti comes out from Sheo, locking up the two. Ice then in a great position to ulti, but the damage is still good from Hans. And then look at the positioning of Caps here. He feels safe, he takes out the front line first. Broken Blade just buying time. He then creates space between him and Ice, and he allows Caps to clean up. Triple kill for him. You don't really allow him to snowball.
And the Corki recall caught 1-2 items much stronger, but Caps 3 items. Navori, the IE, Kraken Slayer, just so much power here. Blastcone going to spot them, crucially shock blast to deny the recall.
I don't know what Sheo thought was going to happen. Once you get seen here, and you're channeling recall, you either get hit by Maokai or Ashe ult. Like, you definitely get CC'd there.
Hot shopping. Sheo does get the ulti down, but as you see,
See, now BDS
That was just Baron.
have to concede it. They don't have the smite. They just be throwing their life. Cure this bot team.
BDS are indeed setting up pressure. If they just split up, it's so hard for Adam to do.
Bucks of gold, his mana. Good fight, concession. It was also the setup for a nice team fight for his team.
Not surprising, because the double AD carries are splitting up, not giving. Oh, the 6 grub buff just continues to make it so much easier for G2.
The grub buff, yeah, is really huge this game.
A lot of work there alongside the volley.
It's already been applied. It stacks.
Forcing him to use the unbreakable. Been very disciplined siege. BDS are consistently trying to fish. And again, similar to the previous game, right? Like that. They are a team that is so proficient in choking teams out. They play around
Like trying to set up a play on the map. Maybe you want to look for the next objective, and he's just sitting in his sideline.
It's just the slow roll
Securing a
into Soul / Baron too. All right. Wait, this game is over.
Into the grasping roots.
Why does he have Abyssal? Just so Sheo can do more damage? That feels a little bit weird.
And like that right, that caps.
You don't even get value out of him Corki anymore since the Corki changes came in.
The play. He's now drawing 2 members to the bot side of the map
And trying to outplay.
and it's a
He's
kill.
gonna get it.
Caps. I mean, what more is there to say?
It's a cap stiff.
This is a guy who has a winning ratio against every siege coming in on the It's all of G2 ready to just push in here. They've knocked down bot, knocked down top, mid, the last one standing. Adam posturing like he has ultimate, still a few more seconds.
Now they have to deal with the poke once more.
I mean, it all comes down to ice. Even if Adam gets in, it's going to be so hard. And already the ulti coming out from the Malphite immediate falls from the Seraphine. Sheo trying to disengage. Ice the one who matters, but him away beautifully as Caps hits the tower. They will not get the angle for the fight. Finally, Adam able to go in. Ice trying to fall, but Nuke is here. It might be enough. Caps focusing on the tower, focusing on the objective.
Their base was all BDS needed to, and this could be a
Oh
huge
my
turning
god, they
point
get
for
the
BDS.
turn because Hans Sama stepped up too far. Hans died with Flash. Boo! Boo Hans! Boo Hans! Boo Hans! Boo! They literally extend this game with Baron because Hans died.
Still, they want to go for Caps. The flashback, Lebrov getting lower. Ice able to fire back. Ulti, lightning crash. Wants to walk forward in the Caps, but has to be careful. Does do a good amount of damage, but just
That's alright, Caps will just win the game.
too damn strong. The GOAT of Europe.
Yikes, stole Baron. Oh, I didn't even see that. You're right, though. That's so ridiculous.
They might be looking for the Nexus angle. But Caps and Yike are threatening. 3K, Baron getting lower. Ice ready to go and flashing from Yike, hoping to steal it. He takes it.
It's such. By the way, guys, this is really stupid. He should not be trying to flash in and steal the Baron. It doesn't matter if they get Baron in the grand scheme of things. Like, there's the smite. He kills it with, he steals it with Q, by the way. He steals it with Q. He literally smite Qs. There's his Q animation right there. The old smite Q steal, of course.
Broken Blade in 3 seconds. Will he just TP and try to finish?
He TPs to mids.
Patience could be bigger here. Arrow locks up Sheo. Long range, about a 3 second CC. They're not going to be able to follow up Sheo.
It's a completely unnecessary play, by the way, guys. All right, well, at least it caused the game to end early. It was a silly ending. Twas a silly ending. All right, guys, we will do Fnatic versus SK tomorrow, and probably, I guess, some more LPL, because we don't have any LCK to watch. So we can look forward to that. Thanks for watching. Gotta go.